Okay, so we said something about Adam losing races because he likes to eat dust.
Yep.
You know, as a bug, inspired by my cool shirt.
Nick's wearing a shirt that says "Eat my
Eat
dust."
my
My
dust.
cool Kmart shirt that lets everyone know that I'm the head of the race. It's you were such a fucking moron, dude. Adam just tried to scratch his head with a cup of coffee in his hand and poured coffee all over his head in the house.
You fucking idiot.
That was a pretty dumb.
That's
pretty
my
dumb
beautiful
as shit.
fucking couch.
Pretty dumb move.
We got Big Amber in the mix.
Big fat Amber's on
Fat
the
Amber.
Hey.
Big fat titty Amber in the mix.
We're doing a special sexual harassment episode.
Hey,
Where they
bitch.
sexually harass
Right.
The woman,
You know what
yeah.
we're doing? We're teaching by example. So if you want to know what sexual harassment in the workplace looks like, we're doing it now. Don't do this. You know? It's like those videos you have.
Cautionary tale.
Right, when you get a job at a grocery store and it's a guy that looks a lot like me, just with better clothes on. And it's like, Rachel, you are a dumb woman. And they're like, don't say that. Do not say that.
This
ever.
one is putting a cucumber in her pussy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
don't do it.
I'm sorry, Marcus, but we can't allow you to open the store because you are a black man. This is not appropriate. Boo, 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 boo. Workplace lessons.
Cumtown needs to start making diversity training videos.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Have you ever seen the Hooters sexual harassment
No.
workplace
What?
video?
Oh, I bet it's awesome.
It's great. It's like some bro that's like, I know everyone likes to have fun at Hooters, but you can definitely cross a line. And literally behind him is a sign that looks like a road sign that says boobs crossing. It's just like
Hell
a picture
yeah.
of titties.
Hell
Or like
yeah,
a line
dude.
drawing of titties.
I love it.
I mean, I guess if any workplace needs sexual harassment training, it is probably Hooters.
Yeah, I knew a girl that worked at Hooters, and I went in there one time, and I like saw her. I was applying for a job to work in like the kitchen. I didn't know she worked there.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, "Hey," and then I was like leaving. I'm like, "All right, see ya." And she like gave me a hug, and then the next time I saw her, she was like, "Yeah, I got yelled at work for hugging you in front of the other customers."
You must look perpetually available to every customer.
Well, yeah, it's not a perpetually available thing. It's like what did you bring enough pussy for the rest of the class? It's like kindergarten fucking snacks rules. If you don't have enough for also fuck that rule.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to bring
What, I was
some.
supposed to bring 32 sticks of gum?
Yeah. Also, if you did, they wouldn't let you do it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Ooh, take that, school.
Yeah.
Let's go fuck up a principal.
Let's shoot up an elementary school. Let's get an AR-15 with a
somewhere
bump stock.
nearby, not in the same state, but a state close. I don't know, like Connecticut.
Yeah. Candy Hook. How about that?
That's good.
You know, that's what they should rename it in honor of the children. How about a guy that goes into a school and molests all the kids, and it's called Candy Hook?
There we go.
You know, he
Oh,
molests
God.
Because he
25
lures
kids.
them with candy.
Yeah, it can, or it's a retarded guy that shoots up a school. And they
That's
call
good.
it
Either one of
Candy
those. See, what's good about that name is it has range.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
molestation or
Hook.
retarded.
I don't really know where Candy Hook fits, but it's definitely funny. It's a punchline
It's
without
a choose your
setup.
own punchline type of joke. Choose your own setup.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's good. We should start writing those books.
Right. They call that an evergreen bit in the business. You know, a refillable bits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need 20 refillable bits for my packet on the Candy Hook TV show.
Yep.
So, speaking of raping children and
adults.
entertainment,
Yeah.
the television business, Kevin Spacey, tip of the iceberg, and emphasis on berg and iceberg. I'm not going to say why, but you know, we're gonna. I have a feeling.
Why?
Why,
Nick?
Let's just say
Nick,
the cut
you
tip
expand on
of
that?
the iceberg, the circumcised tip of the iceberg.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, we're gonna find out that you know, a couple of fellas have been up to no good in the entertainment industry. No, it is really funny because Hollywood is just like a sick, depraved place filled with like, you know, molesters and predators or whatever.
Yeah, who have
Yeah,
been
yeah.
protected.
And they were like rolling in it when the Catholic Church thing happened. And
oh, they
also,
made movies.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
also with the
yeah.
Access Hollywood thing, like they're like, oh, I can't believe Donald Trump said that, and it's like, really, you can't?
Well, the number of people that are coming out now being like, I always knew, and it's like, you're just saying you turned a blind eye.
You're right, exactly.
Right. That's not good.
But
I mean, you're just like, oh,
Tarantino
I
said
did
that about
nothing.
Harvey Weinstein. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it sits
And then he
somewhere in
said
the
the
middle
N-word.
where you can't fault people
Thank you.
for if they feel like they're powerless in the system. Yeah, they are complicit, but they're complicit because
But some of them aren't powerless.
yeah, some of them aren't. I guess I don't know. It's
Yeah, they could have said something. Tarantino could have said something.
sure.
He was in a position to say something.
Yeah.
Although I think didn't he say, yeah, I knew he was gross, but I didn't know that he was like a violent predator or something.
Well, everyone can assume that, but it's like, look at that guy, man.
Well, the
yeah, but
James,
look at Tarantino.
Yeah,
the
that's
James
true,
the
that's
James
true.
Yeah, he had
Toback
his mouth
thing.
full of feet.
A lot of people got mad at Alec Baldwin because he said he didn't know that Toback was like fucking like
Was it 300 women now?
300.
I've literally
Jeez.
never
No,
heard
he
of
said,
James
he
Toback
said, he
until
said he's
this
had
incident.
sex with 300 women. I don't think 300 women have accused him.
300 women have
He's
accused
just putting
him.
up his numbers.
300 women have accused him?
Yes,
Oh,
over
okay.
300 women. I think it's
Who's-
like 350
who's Toback?
women.
Shit.
A pimp?
He's somebody.
Some pimp, dude.
Yeah. Somebody's agent. I think maybe he might be like fucking Alec Baldwin's agent, but like somebody found like some old article where Alec Baldwin was like, James is one of those guys that thinks like if I approach 1,000 women and only 10% say yes, that's
Yeah.
like 100 women. So
Yeah.
if I want to sleep with 1,000 women, I have to approach 10,000 of them.
Mm.
And then people
That's
are
the
like,
Malcolm
"Oh, that's
Gladwell thing.
damning," and it's like, no, I mean he's just talking about approaching women. Like that's
Yeah,
not.
That's just Boomhauer system from
The
Yeah,
Boomhauer
yeah.
system. Yeah.
Like nobody would have had a problem with that
That's
statement
just
10 years
casting a
ago.
wide net.
Which is why Alec Baldwin said it to a fucking newspaper.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really more
Wait, would
the
pe-
assaults that
It's
are.
the assaults, but
Yeah.
that's not him admitting that like he knew. It's not like Alec Baldwin said, yeah, James said if he wants to sleep with 100 women, he's got to rape 1,000 of them. And then 100 of them will be consensual after the fact.
Yeah, that would be a bad soundbite.
Yeah.
Baldwin does have some bad sound bites, calling
Yeah.
his daughter a fat pig.
But the best move Baldwin ever did was when he was like calling that stewardess a cunt and locking himself in the bathroom so he could play Words with Friends.
I didn't hear
that's
about
how
that.
man,
Yeah.
that's how much the man loves to game.
Baldwin came out this week.
Yeah, he said I'm sexist.
He tried to preempt the story, get ahead of the story, and say, I have said things to women that were in a
Like my
sexist...
daughter?
We've heard
Yeah.
you, motherfucker.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
called your daughter a
we
fat little
know.
piggy.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I got into an argument with somebody last night. I was like, oh, yeah, Hollywood's like filled with pedophiles. And they're like, I don't know if it's filled with pedophiles. And
There's
it's
a
like,
higher ratio of pedophiles in Hollywood than there are in, say, the office supplies industry.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
because they kept the pedophiles out of the traditional industry. So they had
That's
to
where
go
you
into
send
new
your-
media,
That's
like
where you send your
Hollywood.
problematic Jewish son. You just send him to do an internship at Miramax.
Send him to the William Morris Agency.
Well, no, and then it's funny, like literally as we're saying that, we're trying to find a movie to watch, and like Jeepers Creepers was like on the on like the queue for Amazon or whatever, and Jeepers Creepers was directed by Victor Silva, who was arrested in 1988 for fucking a 12-year-old boy and then videotaping it.
Christ.
And then
And then
Well,
he
was
got
it for-
out and
was
then
it for a
got out of
movie?
prison, and then Hollywood was like, okay, we'll let you direct a direct-to-video first, and then if
Yeah.
that does well, and then he directed Powder, and then Jeepers
That's his
Creepers.
re-entry program.
Yeah, and then every time a Jeepers Creepers movie comes out, people are like, yeah, this guy rapes children, and like the Hollywood just continues to make movies with him.
See, that's what I was saying last week on the podcast. We need to find a way to
Yeah. These are your people, Adam.
integrate
These
them
are
back
the-
into society.
These are the people you feel bad for.
Well, no, it's like there's going to be a 100-year plan. So what's going to happen now
okay.
is there's going to be all this outrage over this stuff. Someone's going to say we need to set up camps to deal with this problem of pedophiles. They're going to
Yeah.
start gassing
Re-education
pedophiles.
camps.
The United States will be invaded. Pedophiles will get their own country where they
It's
the Middle
about
East.
where they kill
kick out
kill people that
Palestinians.
fuck
keeping
adults.
our children safe.
Yeah. And then if you ever criticize the pedophile country,
That's
you'll be
right.
labeled as an anti-pedophile.
And you can't use SodaStream either.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah, all the candy companies will be in the West Bank, the West Pedophile Bank. It's a different part of the
bank. Interesting.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's actually
Connect the dots.
the country will be in the North Pole.
Oh fuck, that's Santa, dude.
Yeah.
Santa's the biggest child molester of them all.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking secluded ass place in the North Pole.
Yeah, and then that's how we reintroduce pedophiles back into society is
That's good.
through identity politics.
That's a good plan.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Well,
It sounds
look,
smart.
Slippery slope. You start letting gay marriage happen. What's next?
Slippery Slope is actually the most notorious pedophile in Chinese cinema. He's a guy that goes around molesting
I like
Chinese
when you
kids.
bust out the anachronistic racism.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
old school. Yeah.
That takes my brain a second to remember.
A slippery slope argument
You
is...
got to think back to John Wayne movies. And shit.
The slippery slope argument is when you're tricked by an Asian person into believing something.
A flim flam, man.
Yeah, dude, and it's like that guy. Apparently, that guy. You know how like every like Nickelodeon show, it's like iCarly
fat
and all.
guy?
There's just some fat
Dan
guy
Schneider.
that just fucks all them.
That, I
and
feel
shit.
like that is definitely a guy where you have to say allegedly. Because,
Allegedly.
Because it's like rumors,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then nobody's like directly accused him, and he's like has so much fucking money and
Yeah,
power
yeah, yeah.
in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah.
Wait, he was on all that, right? He was the fat guy, or
He was the
in
fat
good,
girl.
He was Lori Beth Thunberg.
Lori Beth Thunberg allegedly has been
assaulting
raping children.
No, he was in Good Burger.
She was
Is he the-
actually 45 on all that and was just raping Amanda Bynes the whole time, and that's why she was like that.
Yo, yeah, that's what's sad about all these that's why
Child
all child
actors,
actors. It's like
yeah.
they all do drugs and they're all like crazy and shit. It's like some definitely not. They're like
because they
Well,
were
there's
all.
like still like barely any labor protections for children on set. It's like
really.
it's genuinely shocking.
Yeah,
when
you're
you-
so
when you
fucked
hear
as
about it. Yeah.
a like child actor. It's like your parents aren't looking out for you.
well,
They're
you know,
just
your
as fucking
parents
hungry.
took you to go get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
Yeah.
get in the car.
Yeah.
I
We're
mean,
whatever he says.
If you
We're
try to
late.
make your child an actor, you're a bad parent. I mean, there's
Yeah.
I
nobody.
agree.
There's nobody that does that. That's like they rarely come from like households that are stable. It's like a drug addict
Yeah.
fucking
Mhm.
mom that just wants.
He just has
you
a
know,
cute ass kid.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
also just literally child labor.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm sure I've told the story about my mom taking me to the audition to be in Bruce Willis's The Kid.
What?
yeah.
I don't think you have.
Oh yeah, Venetia hooked it up, but they didn't like it. They didn't like me. And then I think like some like child actor family fat kid got the role. Like if there's a Fat Fanning, maybe it was him.
There's a
Like
fat
Dakota
farm
Fanning's.
where they farm out their fat kids.
I wanted to be a fucking child actor, dude, but my parents were
You
too.
could still
My
be a child
parents-
actor. You could be 4 years old.
I'm smooth as hell. I could play babies.
It'd be funny if you got molested by Victor Silva or James Toback or Kevin Spacey.
That would have been chill if I was in movies.
Do you think,
I'd
in
do the
terms
trick.
of like,
Sandwich.
in terms of strategy, do you think Kevin Spacey saying that he was going to become gay? Do you think that's kind of a losing?
That's hilarious.
That's a
dude.
losing strategy. But what if he said he was going to transition?
Yeah. Well, like Billy on the Street tweeted, he's like, if I ever get caught of a crime, I'm going to come out as straight. And everyone's like, brilliant tweet. And it's like, that doesn't really make any sense.
No.
You just said the inverse of what Kevin Spacey did. Also, people would hate you more.
Yeah,
Do you not
yeah,
understand
yeah.
why he said he was gay?
Yeah.
It's because he thought it would be a defense of raping a child, and it kind of was to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Some people are like, well, the
An
man has a
alarming amount of
problem.
people.
Yeah.
Like the way like people are like I have to go into sex rehab addiction.
Yeah.
It's like I have to go into gay
How about
conversion
this?
therapy.
How about this? You literally just made a joke about child rape, and nobody cares. I wonder why.
Right.
Yeah. Because I'm gay.
Yeah, because you're gay.
Like
No,
that.
not you.
No, I know. Yeah.
Well, like
I meant
Billy
Billy on the feet. That's his new show where he looks at kids' feet.
He licks them.
Uh,
he paints the
He
toenails.
walks on the balls of his feet.
Yeah. What were you
Have
saying?
you ever gotten a massage where a little kid steps on your back?
No.
No. What are you talking about?
My dad used to
A
do that.
little kid?
Yeah, as a little kid, you walk on your parents' back.
Oh, no, that's a Greek thing, probably.
No.
That's like a Greece.
No, it's
kinda-
not.
That's like a platonic.
Yeah,
kinda
you walk on his
Socrates.
back, and if your feet are cute and soft enough, then you lay down naked on his back, and then you just kind of go from
Wait,
there.
what were you saying, Adam?
Oh, that Caitlyn Jenner literally got away with killing someone by just
By
saying
being trans.
being trans.
by
Yeah.
saying that she was trans. So if he was brave enough, I think he would have just
Yeah,
transitioned.
get those garden shears out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He really went halfway, I think, there. He could have gone a whole nother 50 yards.
It's a shame, dude. They're canceling House of Cards.
Well, as
because-
all these people get caught, it's good that we spent the last like 3 years turning every crime or fucking malfeasance into what kind of person is this? They all do it,
Yeah.
arguments.
Sure.
Because guess who that's going to serve? Our good friends with the frog avatars. The loyal listeners.
Oh, yeah.
Who have stuck with us through every controversy.
Yep.
Except the one where they got me permanently banned from Twitter.
Yeah, that's true. You got banned for a woke tweet, right?
I did, yeah.
That's
Initially.
They should have told you should have known, dude,
I should have known what.
to not be woke, dude, to stay
Oh
problematic.
yeah, that's right. I learned my lesson.
I got reported last week for a sarcastic woke tweet.
What was it?
I took a picture of the trash train and I was like, "Oh, look, it's a train for white men."
That got you reported?
Yeah, and some alt-right or
Are
some
you
like right-wing
fucking
people
kidding me?
reported me. I was making
Jesus
fun of like
But still, that's
I was
crazy.
making fun of people that
That's fucking crazy that you could get reported for that.
yeah. I mean, it's well, those kind of jokes.
What a bunch of pussies, dude.
It's not that funny.
First of all, every train is a train for white men. You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
true.
Get black people out of the autism community. That's what I say.
why is their logo for autism a puzzle?
Because
Are they
well,
good at
'cause it's-
puzzles?
Yes, they love Legos.
Yeah,
and
because you have to solve the problem of autistic. Yeah. So because of the Kevin Spacey thing, I was looking at Pizzagate stuff again, which is like. Also, Podesta tweeted on Kevin Spacey Day, "There's no Pizzagate," which is like
incredible.
Was that the first
Did he
time
use
said
the
that
actual
publicly?
phrase "Pizzagate"?
Well, he linked to a video of Alex Jones apologizing for saying Pizzagate was a thing.
Oh, congrats, Podesta!
Yeah.
It's like you won.
Yeah, but there was one thing I didn't notice. Did you see the thing about there's a place not Comet Ping Pong but Besta Pizza,
No.
which is like another pizza place they accused of raping children.
Whoa.
But their logo is a pizza slice, but in the pizza slice is the NAMBLA logo.
Shut up.
It's like it's like just the fucking NAMBLA logo.
What's the NAMBLA logo?
And like the defense on like the
How do you know what the NAMBLA logo is?
because it was on an article saying Besta Pizza NAMBLA
Because-
logo, and it's
Are
like,
you like a pedophilia hotep
yeah, if you
now?
read an article about
Yeah.
Pizzagate explainer, you are then also a pedophile.
No, I said you're a hotep.
I interned at
I'm a
at
pedophilia
NAMBLA.
hotep.
well,
Beethoven was a pedophile.
Besta Pizza
Really?
like
George Washington
quietly
was a
changed their
pedophile?
logo overnight.
Whoa.
After people noticed
Holy
it.
shit, really?
Yeah, yeah.
That rules.
But I mean, it's like there's no way to explain it. That doesn't look like a piece of pizza. It looks like you put the NAMBLA logo on.
I
a
thought
piece of
NAMBLA
pizza.
logo were just the letters.
No,
What
it's
is
like a
the-
triangle that wraps around in on itself.
Oh yeah. Whoa. That's
yeah.
fucking sinister.
Yeah, but then look up
yeah,
Besta.
that looks evil.
Look up the Besta Pizza logo.
Look it up, bitch.
And then the defense in the article I read, it was like, but lots of companies have triangles as their logo. And then they show the AOL logo, and it's like, yeah, that's a completely different. The complaint wasn't, this looks like a triangle.
What is it? Best of?
Besta. B-E-S-T-A pizza.
I mean, allegedly, they definitely also fuck kids.
Oh, yeah, probably.
For 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's
allegedly.
like,
Oh,
after
damn,
the
yeah.
Catholic Church thing, it's like, why would you say that it's ridiculous that
Yeah, it's the
a
same-
powerful group of
It's the
people...
same shit.
It's the same thing.
That's crazy.
It's like...
I mean, but then again, like the Catholic Church, nothing's gonna change. Like no one's gonna. A couple people will go down, but the institution is gonna remain.
Of course not, yeah.
And the abuse is gonna remain.
Yeah,
So it's like,
and then there was that British Parliament thing. To think
What
that
happened?
there's not, there was like in the 80s, like in British
the
Parliament,
House
there
of
were-
Lords or
Why
something.
they were
when
like
you
raping children.
Why
No,
do
that's
people
like-
want to fuck
it's-
kids?
It's not like there's been one Parliament pedophilia thing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I'm
it's
sure
been
historically.
historically full of like abuse that's been
Dude,
covered up.
dude,
Like
this
their
many-
their Parliament is our Hollywood.
Yeah.
Do this many people want to fuck kids, or is it like when you get that rich, you just like want to do the most fucked up shit? Like
Well,
I don't
no,
get
British-
it.
British,
Why wouldn't
like-
you just fuck like?
British public schools like Eton and like all their top schools have like a huge issue with pedophilia, and then like also like a bunch of like what's his name? What was the dude
David
that
Beckham?
died? That was a
Princess
atheist guy, the writer Christopher Hitchens. Yeah, he
Hitchens
was,
fucked kids.
no, he was like he used to get like
Hitchens was like abused.
he was abused.
I mean, it's just like
Whoa.
accepted that if you go to one of these elite schools,
Someone's gonna
you're
suck
gonna
your
get
dick.
sexually abused.
Yeah, have you
And,
seen
like,
that play, The
what?
History?
And these
Have
are
you
the
seen
people
that
that go
play?
into Parliament.
What the fuck?
Have you seen that play, The History Boys?
No.
Like their favorite teacher like rapes some of them,
Jesus
but it's not even
Christ.
like he's a bad guy because he does that. They're like, oh, he's just weird.
Yeah, and
But he
in
loves
Dead
his
Poets
boys.
Society, they had to cut out the part where Robin Williams was raping all those kids, and that's why the kid shoots himself.
That's why
at the
they
end
call
of
him the captain.
at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Chris Hitchens was also like all these like Tories in Parliament. He was like, yo, we were all sucking each other off like when we were 15. now you're like
Hell yeah.
anti-gay.
Damn,
Yeah.
nice. That sounds like a fun time, dude. 15.
That's what the top tier of British
they
education.
all suck each other off.
Yeah.
So maybe like
They're all batty boys.
so Skull and Bones guys probably fucked each other and shit too, huh? Didn't they all
I
have
don't
to
know
like
if that's
beat
a
off?
tradition we brought over. We might have
Mm.
left that in the mother country.
Nah, don't-
Yale
In Yale, don't you have to,
does
like, sit
gay
in a
stuff.
coffin and beat off or something?
Yeah, that's what he made that joke in American Psycho. He's like, yeah, he's part of the whole Yale thing, you know, like secretly homosexual, and I forgot.
Yeah,
what the line
but
is.
who cares? Yale is an adult school.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
University. Like,
It's just
we're
gay.
talking
It's not
about
pedophile.
The
like
complaint
12-year-olds
isn't
getting like
Yeah, yeah,
cowed
yeah.
by like
Jesus
18-year-olds or
Christ.
actual
Yeah.
teachers.
The complaint isn't that these people in Hollywood are gay; it's that they're
that they're
Jewish.
abusing kids.
That they're part of a Jewish conspiracy to rape Gentile children.
Yeah, you said Stav and I that meme from a Pepe account. It was like just Jewish stars next to like all the pedophiles.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Is Kevin Spacey? He's not Jewish though.
Yeah, he
No.
is.
No, he's not.
Sure, yeah, he is.
No way.
I'm
Birth
gonna-
name
Bye.
Moishe Spatialist.
Yeah.
But it's dude, I saw a fucked up documentary on Netflix about the Chassids. It was this documentary called One of Us.
Mhm.
It's about like people trying to leave like the Satmars in South Williamsburg, like people trying to leave the community.
Yeah.
And there's this woman, she had like 7 kids, and they would like ram her with cars and stuff, and then like the
Jesus.
community puts together all their money to like fight the divorce case in court with like the
What?
top attorneys for the dad. They just like ruin people's lives.
Damn.
And then there was one of the kids.
Yeah, but Jewish people love getting sued and suing
Yeah,
each
yeah,
other
yeah.
and going to
That's
court.
kind
Not
of like a,
those
that's kind of like a
people. Those
mating
aren't-
ritual
yeah,
for
right.
them.
No, those aren't the
For a
Sioux
Jewish
guys.
woman to lose everything in a courtroom, that's like getting fingered. For her.
No, those aren't the Sioux
I love,
guys.
That's the best
There's
feeling she could experience.
An article in the New York Times about like former Chassids and like they had to like try and figure out dating.
They have
but
no
they
education.
Have no,
Yeah.
like they don't know when to like hold hands. Like they don't know like would this be assault? Like they
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
any kind of level of like.
They go straight to sucking the foreskin, like right after making out. That's second base for them.
Yeah.
No, but this kid, he like leaves. Well, the problem is you leave when you're like 18, 19. You don't know how to do math. Like they don't teach you.
Jesus
All you
Christ.
do is like study Torah your whole life. So you have like you don't really know English that well.
Damn.
And then this kid like came out like he like got addicted to cocaine like weeks after getting his
Hell
payas
yeah.
cut off, and his dad paid for him to go to this rehab in Florida, and then like they interviewed him when he was in Florida. He was like, yeah, like I was raped multiple times by my camp counselors, like when I was a
Jesus.
kid, and like the whole community they just don't talk to cops, they don't talk to the authorities.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
It's
child
insular
molester's dream.
community.
Yeah, it's like
like
yeah.
like that's why the Catholic Church gets away with it. That's why fucking Parliament gets away with
Yeah.
it. Like insularity breeds abuse, and it's what like abusers gravitate towards
Right,
because they're
right,
like,
right,
no one's
right,
gonna
right.
tell on me.
Right.
I hope
But
that.
Kevin Spacey isn't Jewish. His dad was a Nazi. Remember?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But his mom was Jewish, and that's how it passes.
Yes.
His mom's name was Spacewicz.
That's halakhic law, right?
yeah.
Fuck yeah. So that's fucked up, man. But yeah, it's gonna be funny when like a bunch of people, like, will we get movies or will there be like such a, will everyone involved just?
No, I mean
collapse?
we're finally going to have the Hollywood that everyone wants. It's going to be controlled by black girl magic, and every movie is going to be the best movie we've ever
No,
seen.
it's honestly going to be
'Cause it's-
controlled by lesbians, like
Mm.
Jill Soloway.
Like you?
No, the
Like
the
you?
woman Megan Ellison.
you. comma you, comma and you.
A friend of mine who's like
The friend is you, and she's
No.
a lesbian.
whatever.
You just have no recovery. That's your
The
problem.
lesbian-
You cannot recover from anything.
We've been through this. The lesbian community is
you.
is very hit or miss on me. They either absolutely love me or absolutely
they are
hate
you.
me. Do lesbians hate you, Nick? Right?
I don't know.
Do
I don't know,
lesbians
they interact
lesbians like you a lot? Right?
I guess. I mean,
It helps. It keeps
get a
me more
fidget
present.
cube.
No.
Fidget spinners had their run and now they're done, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I saw a post. It was probably fake online,
You
which
might
was
call
like
them fadget spinners.
a fidget spinner, which
Oh,
was
nice.
it was like some like imam somewhere that was like the fidget spinner was invented by our Zionist enemies to convince our children to be homosexual.
Yeah, well, it was, and
Maybe.
it's worked.
Yeah. What if we find out every one of those conspiracies is true?
It's awesome.
They're
Even the
all
I mean,
fidget
that
Oh, what about
happened with,
It's like
Osama's
the
that
shit?
men,
happened
it's like
with,
the Men in Black, dude.
Pizzagate and like David Icke talking about Parliament. They're
Yeah.
all like,
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like, when Pizzagate
"Don't touch
happened,
the truth."
when Pizzagate was happening, it was like funny because the wild conclusions they were
Mhm.
drawing and all this shit. But then there was always things like that Best of Pizza logo, or like the owner saying that there was no basement at the pizza restaurant, and then like 2 years prior they found some quote of his where he's like, "Yeah, down in the basement," and then the
Right,
basement
right,
was
right.
like, it disappeared or something, or like it just wasn't. Like a reporter went and they're like, "Yeah, there's no basement," you know.
They filled the shit in with cement.
Yeah, there was just like weird shit.
Dude,
but then
some fucked up definitely happened. Like,
well, I don't know. A lot of it's just lies. A lot of it's like the alt-right guys lying, saying like, "Look at this like, stuff that was on his Instagram," and it wasn't even on his Instagram.
right.
Yeah.
But then, like, even that Podesta email, like, there's a handkerchief here with a map on it that seems pizza related. Is it yours? Like, what the fuck does that mean?
Pizza-related
Right,
map.
right.
And there's never been an answer for it. I mean, like,
It's just a map of Italy.
yeah, the Democrats like explained everything else that was like in those emails, and like that's the one thing that's caused all this is that pizza related map email.
Yeah, but you
And
don't
there's
want. I mean, like when there's an insane conspiracy theory about you, where I just don't.
You don't address
Right.
it.
I
I don't
wouldn't
address
address
it.
it.
I agree with that. Obviously, Podesta is addressing it and actively
Yeah, now too.
instigating
Right.
this fucking Pizzagate thing, and he won't offer an explanation as to what the fuck that email means. You know,
Right.
and it's like this to think that like they would just be openly discussing raping children obviously isn't the answer. I'm sure there is an explanation for it, and it's just some dumb shit. But like, explain it. What the fuck does it mean?
Yeah.
Like, stop making it easy to just be like, well, there's something else going on here. And the fact that, like, you know, people were pointing at the flight logs of the Lolita Express, and also Jeffrey Epstein raped children. He was
Yeah.
like, he went to jail for creating child prostitutes and then using his money to sort of get out of it.
Jesus Christ.
You know, I mean, he did a year, and then they bumped the charge down to like soliciting, and that was
Damn.
it.
What was he? He was a film producer.
No, I think he was just an investor or something.
Some just rich ass.
But
dude
he
with
had all
planes.
these powerful
Yeah,
friends.
Clinton was on the plane, right?
Yeah, Clinton, Prince Andrew, Dershowitz,
Kevin
Trump
Spacey.
at one point, Kevin Spacey. Like there was like a lot of celebrities that were on that list.
Damn.
You think Trump's fucked a kid?
For sure, allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like a
For
financier.
Yeah,
I'll
Like,
try to get
that's-
sued, but yeah, for
that's
sure,
a
100%.
pedophile vocation. If you're a financier.
Oh yeah, real estate guy.
Yeah. Or like that
I mean-
that wealthy inventor who chopped up that like journalist on his personal submarine. Like,
Oh,
don't get on an
yeah.
inventor's submarine.
It's one-on-one.
Yeah,
wild.
no. If someone owns a submarine, they kill people.
At the very
can
least,
kill
Trump's
someone
done
on your
some
boat?
fucked up shit with
You
like.
ever read
someone's
20,000
teen
Leagues Under
daughter.
the Sea?
Jules Verne.
I have no idea why that's considered a good book.
I think when I was
Because
a kid.
it's like
I've seen
early
a couple-
science
I've
fiction.
seen a
But
couple
there's barely anything
pictures.
happens. It's like page after page of descriptions of things that he just copied out of the encyclopedia.
yeah, basically.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's all
Well,
just
there's
like,
no, like,
oh,
giant
and then-
Didn't
squid or
really
something?
Yeah,
exist
and
yet,
then
so
we-
I think it's more about it being a formative text.
It's just him describing in detail like all the shit that lives at the bottom of the ocean.
What's the name of the captain?
Nemo.
Nemo, yeah.
Well, that's because it's that was their planet Earth, dude.
Yeah.
Imagine
Welcome
how shitty
aboard
the
my
world
ship,
is.
the Lolita Express. We go to the depths of the ocean and rape children.
That's the smart move, dude. Get a pedophile submarine.
Wasn't that South Park? The plot of the Hair Club for Men? Doesn't he have a submarine?
I don't remember.
When
I
they're
don't remember.
the Hair Club for Men episode where they're with the Hair Club for Men is Nambla. And there's like an international explorer, and they go around the world raping children to make themselves young.
Nice.
Remember that episode?
No.
I don't.
Oh, fuck.
I don't watch that much South Park. I like it.
It's a good show.
Yeah. What about Osama's fucking
Computer?
computer? That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
That was a fun news story.
I mean, everyone's saying, oh, it was probably his men that were watching, Charlie Bit My Finger or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no.
Wait,
it
what
was all
happened?
him.
Osama had Charlie Bit My Finger on his computer.
Osama bin Laden?
Yeah,
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 That's
yeah.
just coming out now?
That
Yeah,
came out
yeah.
this week.
That's funny.
The
Pretty
CIA
funny.
released like all the files that were on his computer, and one of them was Charlie Bit My Finger.
That's like the most haunting thing of
He
any
had
of that
anime
is
on there,
that
too.
like people are still human to some extent. Like,
Right,
Oh, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You want to just imagine he's like
He's like
the
laughing.
machine at the end of the Matrix that's just a face made out of needles.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
But he
Nah,
like Charlie
you
Bit
could
My
probably
Finger.
spend an hour just shooting the shit with very evil people,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't be like that weird.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
So there's a Twitter account that has been tweeting images found
From his
on the
computer. I saw
computer.
that.
Yeah.
Somebody said that.
Is that real,
I believe so.
or is it
yeah.
a joke?
Also,
Oh.
somebody said that they found like I don't know evidence that he would like go to YouTube and argue with people
in
about
the comments
about like 9/11 being an inside job.
People in the YouTube comments are the evil people. Like we've
That's
always
so
known
funny. But it's so funny to think like Osama being like, no, it can't happen.
Yeah.
This shit is like he's the one most offended by, not like 9/11 survivors.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
Osama that's like
he's like watching what's it called, loose
loose change. Yeah, loose change
change
was on the computer.
This is
I
a
mean,
bullshit.
that's got to be frustrating if you did 9/11.
that. He had Cars,
Hell yeah.
Resident Evil,
Tight.
and Ants.
Oh,
Oh,
not
yeah,
Bugs
he had that-
Life.
Adam, the Adam movie.
Yep.
Yeah, he
He
liked
didn't have
that
Bugs Life,
Zionist
but he had
cinema.
ants?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the most
Jewish
despicable
one.
thing about.
Yeah.
He had the
About
Zionist,
Osama bin Laden.
the Zionist bug movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. I was reading an article about the producer that produced the recent Jeepers Creepers movie, and they were like asking him why he chose to work with a man who is a convicted child rapist, you know?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And he's like, it's just a very difficult question to answer, and it's like at some point you have to ask yourself, do I believe in redemption?
Oh,
And it's
my
like,
God.
No, you want to make money.
Yeah.
Stop.
There
Like,
is
stop it.
a million. There's
Okay. Yeah, donate your entire fucking salary to some sort of victims' rights group then. If this is about redemption and believing in fucking, people getting second
Yeah,
chances.
retire from public life. It's not like you would have to go live under a bridge.
Right, exactly. That's what your redemption is that
guy fucked
there's a
kids.
difference between being forgiven and being rewarded and people turning a fucking blind eye to
There's no shortage of people that could do his fucking job either.
Right,
It's like those movies are
exactly.
good.
Right.
Ugh.
I don't know. Yeah.
Why are they so like they're okay with pedophilia in Europe? They're like chill about it,
No,
right?
they're not. You're doing the
They are.
No, you're
No.
doing the
Polanski-
I'm going to speak really confidently about something that I don't understand thing.
I
where
mean,
you
I
go,
think-
stop. That's how you do it.
No, that was
Polanski went over after he
He asked.
escaped and started fucking Natasha Kinski.
Because they don't
He
have
was
extradition.
But
I
he
think-
was like straight up like, all right, my new
It's not
girlfriend's
because they're
15.
like, we must
I
protect
think you're-
pedophiles. It's because
They want
there are a lot of
extradite,
countries that are like, we will not, but on the basis of human rights, extradite anyone to the United States where there is a death penalty.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think that's a good.
But also, I think they are.
Personally, I just think Kevin Spacey should get the death penalty. I don't believe in the death penalty,
It's about redemption.
but only in the instance of Kevin Spacey.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How
they
funny it would be if they did execute Kevin Spacey.
You know, they should keep House of Cards and just write that into the plot.
Well, that was
Frank
the other thing
fucks
too.
kids.
Is like House of Cards is ending anyways, and Netflix is like, oh yeah, we can't.
Never seen them.
Well, I thought we could do a super episode on Hollywood pedophiles, but I guess we sort of ran out of things to say about them.
Yeah.
I heard that
the take is they're bad.
Mm-hmm.
You
There's
know,
a girl-
hey, don't you knock that off?
there's a girl
in
in
that big
LA
office.
right now that's been accused of it, and she's like a fucking millionaire heiress.
Really?
Yeah.
The fucking
A
kids?
kid?
I don't know if it's like a famous. Yeah, she fucked Jack Nicholson's grandson, who's 15.
Well,
Oh,
does
wow.
that count?
Yeah, no, he's a pimp, and he fucks like 30-year-old women.
Well,
Yeah, like-
Nicholson, like, let that girl get raped in his house.
Yeah, Nicholson.
True.
like,
That's
Whoa,
where the,
really?
the
Yeah,
Polanski shit happened in
What?
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson's house.
That is so fucked up.
Yeah.
Nicholson was
He was in the-
accessory.
He was in the sunglasses room trying on sunglasses, and someone
Could you
borrowed.
keep it down up there?
Yeah, Polanski was like,
Thank you.
yeah. Polanski was he borrowed one of the babies from the sunglasses room. Said, I gotta put all the sunglasses on a baby first to see how they look. If the sunglasses don't look good on a baby, they're not gonna look good on me. Roman, why don't you fuck this kid for a second? I got a new pair of Ray-Bans. I want to view a child's asshole through.
How soon after the murders did that happen?
What?
After what murder?
The rape.
I don't know.
After his.
People use
after
that
the,
as an excuse, though.
That's
After
not
the
an
man-
excuse.
I've never been so sad that I gave like a child. What was it?
Sedative
Yeah.
and ass fucked
Nudes
it.
Well, that's
and
like the-
anally fucked
Yeah.
them.
Any kind of like abuse.
That's not how
or-
I deal with grief.
Anybody
You
that
fucked her in the
commits any
butt?
kind of sexual abuse is always like, you don't understand. It's because something happened to me or
Well, yeah,
whatever.
'cause
and
a
it's
lot
like,
of the time they were
something happened to
molested.
you is that you became a pedophile.
Right,
You
right, right.
became a
That's how the
fucking
world
rapist.
works. Things happen to you, and you don't
And
have to
most
do horrible
people
things.
don't,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, that's not an excuse for any other kind of shitty behavior.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why people do that.
Because they got nothing. They got
Yeah.
They got nothing else.
Yep.
Fuck. Damn.
Well,
Talk
the
more about
ozone
Bin
hole
Laden.
is closing up, which means Adam's got to get a smaller pair of pants because the ozone hole is his asshole.
Yeah.
That's
that's
how
good.
big it is.
Yeah.
It's over Australia, where his dad lives.
Adam, bring your
Something
ass
about- What
home
else we got here?
lower
That was a good.
so I can fuck it.
That was a good burn.
Thanks. There's a Lion King reboot.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty.
I had hope.
Yeah, for
And they're
sure.
fucking going into
Well, I
the
get it. I
theater
mean,
crying.
that's why
It's-
that's why comic book movies fucking do well. It's
That's
just
why
the dude
Stranger
version
Things
of
is doing
that.
well, it's
yeah,
not 'cause
exactly.
It's good.
Yeah, it's just like remember this shit.
I never
I
watched
hate
Stranger
that
Things.
shit.
I watched the first 10
'Cause
minutes and I was like, nope.
Nick and Phil both told me it was bad, and I was like,
It
oh,
is
I trust
bad.
them.
I watched all of it because I had to, because it's about Indiana and they actually did a good job of like portraying a
Lot of-
small Hoosier
A
town.
lot of Hoosiers.
Yeah.
A lot of using corn as.
But,
dinners.
You know, the
yeah.
main kid from Stranger Things also was working with one of the guys who was accused of raping
Dude,
kids.
the kid with the
And the
lip-
kid
oh,
dropped
the
him.
speech impediment?
Grasham.
The kid actually dropped him.
The
Though.
APA guy.
Yeah.
APA might be in fucking trouble too, because like they were like, "Oh, we wholeheartedly deny that we had any knowledge of this," and
What's APA?
Agency.
Agency of Performing Arts or whatever. They're like, it's CAA, William Morris, and CAA are like the big. CAA, William Morris, and APA are the
And
big,
UTA.
and UTA. Those are like the big agencies in Hollywood. But Tyler Grasham, who's like an agent there who worked with kids, just like in wake of the Kevin Spacey thing, he had raped a bunch of like 14-year-old boys that he worked with.
Jesus
And
Christ.
APA saying that they didn't know, and then one of the victims is like, "Yeah, no, I emailed the president of
Yeah, there's
APA."
no fucking
Holy
way.
shit.
There's no fucking way these people at the top didn't know.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
God damn.
yeah,
This shit's about to be
Hangman
wild.
Ulcers.
Yeah,
Which,
but
like-
nothing's
What I
gonna
say.
change.
Good.
Good,
No,
yeah.
good, dude. If you're
It's
if
good,
you fuck kids, you should go to
obviously.
jail. What the fuck?
Right, yeah.
You shouldn't be able to fucking be successful and powerful.
Of
Right.
course, of course.
And that's when it becomes not funny. When it's one guy who's the mascot of a sandwich restaurant, pretty funny. You know, when it's a friend of ours that makes good Dan Nine videos, that's funny to me. I guess you know what the
When it's
telltale.
an old comedian who
Did-
spent the last 40 years of his career scolding black people for
Right.
not pulling up their pants.
Yeah, it's funny.
Pretty good.
Actually, that's what should have warned people about Shane. Is not that he listens to our show; it's that he works with videos.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
anybody that does anything with film is suspect.
Oh, yes.
What you drawing there, buddy?
Just like a fat Stav as a cat.
It's cute.
That's
Thank
cute.
you.
Wow.
I'm
what
not going to
is-
look at it. I just heard that it was cute, and I'll take that.
What about a show of like?
Yeah. Well,
Saved it up.
we got to end this one. We're gonna get a big Pepsi for Stav.
No, I won't have
a big
a Pepsi.
A big Pepsi Cola.
I might go have
2
vegan.
liter.
I might go have vegan Chinese food.
Some
Actually,
pre-Bloomberg 2
pieces
liter.
of chocolate.
Does anybody want
for
to come
him.
get vegan Chinese in Astoria?
I should probably eat, but I'm kind of in the mood for like a breakfast thing. I don't want Chinese
Just had
food.
breakfast.
But yeah, I guess thanks for listening. If you're one of the agents that is interested in Adam because you like the show,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he's not on board with us calling out the predatory nature of the business.
Exactly. I won't
Adam will
put your
be
shit on blast.
complicit. So if
I won't.
you want to contact him and maybe offer him a job for some reason,
Exactly.
you pick him out of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Not
I
sure
wonder
what about
why.
him is is different that somebody in Hollywood would gravitate to him. But anyhow, if you
thing
don't
that-
read too much into it. We're just having a laugh here. If you're in the industry, you want to approach us to completely change the tone and theme of the show to create a sitcom for children or whatever the fuck. you
Yep,
want.
yeah, yeah.
Please pitch us your idea.
Cartoon.
Young Cumtown.
Yeah, we call it Cool Town, right?
Yeah,
and we,
Cool
and we talk
Town.
about Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
That definitely seems like it would jive with the tone of the show.
Come
So,
Town Babies.
yeah, if you want to,
Cumtown babies. Yeah.
Like Muppet Babies.
if you want to just go ahead and like take some of the money that we've made already as like a preemptive
Yeah.
commission for this bad idea that you have, please contact Adam. And
Go
we'll
through
definitely
me.
do it.
That's
yeah.
that's
Take
the
his
specific
share.
thing.
Yeah.
And the real
you can email Adam at the diddler at playpen.fbi.gov. We'll be taking your emails there.
That's a great email.
Yeah, diddler on the
diddler on the roof.
diddler on the
Oh, nice.
diddler on the
Hoof.
diddler
Hoof?
on the
That's your fucking kid on a horse.
I guess.
If I was a gay man.
Yeah.
If I was a straight, yes.
I was
that's
laughing
good.
the other day with JP about like a local
Diddle,
news
diddle,
broadcast.
diddle,
It's like,
diddle.
and today some sad news: the world's gayest man passed away at the old age of 34, leaving Charles Lyman as the new world's gayest man, taking the title over from him.
Go ahead, just say your joke, dude. You, because it belongs to you. It doesn't. This is what he's been doing to me all weekend. I have his poor friend who's suffering from mental illness.
Oh my God, Nick was fine, dude. When Nick picked up my car Thursday night, he was like, "I can't wait to hang out with Adam. It's gonna be such a fun weekend. I'm so mentally stable. I hope no one eggs me on and fucks me up."
Yes,
That's what he was saying.
I just want to let.
And I was like,
everyone
"I'm
know
so excited for my
anything
friends."
happens to this beautiful boy. It is
Good news, everyone. Adam just hurt himself. He hit his head on.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Check. We want to check the levels. We're
Check.
already live.
Check.
Triple double check. Pussy.
Okay. Well, I wanted to get Tim Dillon on to do a Hollywood child sex abuse blowout
Ooh.
super episode spectacular.
Wow.
Let's do that the next one.
Yeah, I guess we should. But I mean, there's so much going on,
We'll
and
do
there's
it
so much
this
to talk
weekend.
about. I guess we could just focus on Weinstein and leave the pedophilia stuff
Yes.
for the special
When Tim-
treat.
Yes. For the
I
gay
know
guy.
we already did one whole episode on this, but I want to stay on this as long as it's in the news cycle.
Mhm.
I mean, really, the only other thing going on is that Antifa guy that shot up the church in
Yeah.
Texas.
Confirmed.
Well,
100%.
how about this? Prove he wasn't. You can't. It's Black Bloc is by definition anonymous. So
Fuck.
He was an Antifa guy.
Mm-hmm.
Nick's right about that one.
It was Jake Flores that did it. Jake went back down
Houston,
to his
yeah.
precious home of Texas. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna shoot up a church. I think it'd be a pretty good idea.
It'd be really punk rock. It'd be so punk.
Because, I mean, Rick and Morty is a good show, but
The fans.
Take that, you fucking bitch, Jake. We just flamed your ass.
Yeah.
And guess what,
Antifa
dude?
Jake.
And guess what? Tarot cards are gay, also.
You got him.
He's into that?
Yeah.
Sorcery?
He
loves
got
that
into
kinda
tarot
shit.
cards like a year ago.
Hilarious.
Isn't that like a girl thing to
It
get
is.
into?
Well, he
Maybe
did
he's
it,
trying to
he
get
did it
sucked
to meet
off.
girls.
Yeah, smart actually.
Yeah. I think it worked too.
He's got some crystals.
I think he R-A-P-E-D.
Our friend Jake raped someone. You heard it here.
Well, I didn't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. He R-A-P-E-D.
If we have
He
any,
rapped?
listeners out there in elementary school, earmuffs, our friend Jake R-A-P-D'd.
R-A-P-D.
He rapped.
How about that's the Asian cops in L.A.
There we go. Take that.
Yeah.
Nick, brilliant.
Please, R-A-P-D.
Do you have to?
Please, asshole.
Ask her.
We have a good time.
Do you understand the words?
I just watched Rush Hour again.
Why, dude? To support Brett Ratner? You fucking worm.
Yeah, dude, you love Brett Ratner?
Yeah, dude, I stand with Brett. I stand with Brett.
So
Je
sad.
suis Brett.
So sad that now that Brett Ratner is going down, that we probably will not be getting the biopic starring Jared Leto of Hugh Hefner.
It is
that
kind of-
Brett Ratner was going
that
to
was
make.
going to be awesome.
It
Yeah,
is
that's
kind of
just
sad
that's a shit.
that these
that
guys
sandwich.
that are like fat, ugly Jewish guys, right? Who would never have sex normally.
Yep.
Spacey's not Jewish.
Do whatever they can to.
I just want to say Spacey isn't Jewish.
Spacey's Jewish. We've covered this.
We've covered it. He's Jewish.
Spacewitz.
He raped people. What more? do you
Shlomo
want?
Spacewitz.
Yeah, he's like fat, ugly Jewish guys that wouldn't have sex otherwise, and then they do the one thing that allows them to have sex.
Make a lot of
become
money.
100 multi-millionaires
Yeah.
and control the media, and then they finally are able to have sex. The only thing they ever wanted,
Is
and
to
now-
eat pussy.
and now it's been taken away from them.
I don't think they were just having sex.
They were eating pussy.
They had like a gun to women's heads.
Did they?
No.
Yeah, I think so.
No, they're anti-gun.
Yeah, they're all anti-gun.
Yeah, they could have just fucked.
They support the idea that no citizen should have guns, and if you want to protect yourself, you should have enough money to hire the government of Israel.
That was the best
Intimidate
part.
and spy.
That was fucking crazy, dude. What was the fucking headline?
That's your Second Amendment
I
right, is
literally-
to hire extra national fucking foreign intelligence agencies to
Mercenaries.
manipulate the American media
Yeah.
and intimidate their victims.
Someone was like meeting with Rose McGowan pretending to be a journalist.
A pistol?
no-
No one should have that much
Pretending
power.
to be an
no,
anti-rape
no
activist.
American should have a gun.
Yeah, literally
Can you
something.
believe we could trust people with that amount of power?
Literally something that has no effect on their lives whatsoever.
Right.
Like guns. But yeah, not only was she posing as a journalist, she posed as like a
A rape victim.
victim.
He also raped me.
A rape victim.
Do not pay attention to how big my hands are and my broad shoulders. And I was forcibly sexed by a man.
God damn. Yeah, what was it? Mossad or what was it? It was. What was
There
that
were
headline
no.
that
There
was
was.
awesome?
It was a security firm that was staffed by 2 ex-Mossad agents.
But there's no such thing as ex-Mossad.
Yeah, blood in, blood out.
yeah,
Yeah,
blood.
kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Is the Mossad like the Bloods? You get gang raped to get in.
It's like
if
the
you're a
CIA of Israel. Basically.
So yes, do you have to get raped to get into the Mossad?
I don't know. Maybe. Do you? I don't. Maybe.
I think it is. That's fucking wild.
I
dude.
literally did tell you on Saturday night when you were telling me about the website.
You heard it here first, folks. Adam
Adam
had prior
knew.
knowledge.
I did
Adam
not
knew.
have
of
prior
a
knowledge.
conspiracy.
When Nick told me that there were websites and like Twitter accounts that were disappearing, I was like, Yeah, there's definitely an Israeli security.
Well, the
firm.
websites and Twitter accounts that are disappearing are in relation to Bryan Singer. Which I think, the Harvey Weinstein thing, that's just one. I mean, the reason that story broke, the New York Times thing, I'm turning into like a complete conspiracy.
Yeah,
theorist.
You've been texting us for 5 days about child rape in Hollywood.
About who's coming down.
Nick is going full on spotlight right now. I don't know why. I don't know what about.
It's awesome.
I don't know what's led
Well, really,
you.
the only thing that spooked me was that some guy accused Bryan Singer, and that Bryan Singer just gets rid of his Twitter account, which means, okay, so yeah, you definitely, and he's had like a string of accusations over the last 20 years, and then anytime like it comes up again, like people start sharing this story of this guy that brought a case against him a couple years ago who was exposed as like a con man and a fraud or whatever. But that was like one guy.
Right.
It's also like I can see somebody turning into a con man when they were repeatedly raped as a teenager by an authority figure that has the ability to, destroy your life.
Destroy you, ruin your career.
But yeah, somebody accused him on Twitter, and then the account disappeared because they were like threatened through DMs, and then a couple of places covered the story, and then the articles all disappeared.
Damn.
Yeah, which is like
holy shit.
Yeah,
dude.
the amount of power you have to do that. But then Jessica Chastain, who tweeted, she was like, "Oh, we can't let Bryan Singer get away with this," or whatever.
Oh, damn! She added his ass. She was like, she said his name.
Yeah, she like linked some article about him, and then that renewed interest. And I guess there's some petition at USC to have his name removed from the
Wall of Famous Pedophiles.
Yeah, the How to Rape Boys in Hollywood
and Holocaust Remembrance.
Well, there's a big that Venn diagram is basically a circle.
You know, Hitler did get rid of a couple pedophiles. Statistically.
Yeah, 6 million of them.
Yeah. Not the children, not the women.
Ooh, you walked right into that one.
Yeah, that's fine. It was a good punchline.
Almost say you put yourself on the train.
It was a good punchline. It worked comedically.
Well,
factually and comedically.
Factually.
Yeah, can we go to the books on that one? Checks out. Cool.
Our boy, close friend of the show, Larry David, got in trouble for making pretty tame, nothing Holocaust jokes on SNL. He said that if he was at the camps,
but that's part of the conspiracy.
He tried to
have a Jewish guy make Holocaust jokes so they can pretend to be mad about something, but it's all orchestrated in house to get the attention off
Weinstein. Yeah.
It's just a roundabout way to remind people of the Holocaust, the greatest tragedy that's ever happened. I'm serious though. It was pretty bad. Real talk, though. I think
Yo, for real, sits backwards on a chair.
Yeah. I'll be honest. Real talk. The Holocaust was bad.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think we should do it again.
It was a kerfuffle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 50-50 on whether we should do it again.
Yeah. I'm
leaning no.
I think it's joke about kill people, forcibly, castrating them.
Yes.
I'm just taking
take a couple bulldozers to a couple synagogues. You know what I mean? What's the big deal?
Yeah. I don't know about that.
As long as it's empty,
right?
I don't want to hurt anyone.
You'd want to bulldoze a synagogue?
Just the bad ones, man.
Yeah, dude.
What are the bad ones? They're all bad.
The one Weinstein went to.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
The rape synagogues.
There's no rape synagogue.
That's Hollywood's new name.
I don't know why I'm defending synagogues right now.
The rape synagogue is Hollywood's new name. L.A. Instead of the Big Apple. We have the Big Apple. It's the rape synagogue in L.A.
The old rape synagogue. Tinseltown.
Oh God.
Shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, I mean, I'm just so jealous of all the alt-right guys who are having.
This is their
best
baby.
Can you imagine how good that must feel?
Unbelievable.
To just to wake up to the headline
is real.
That Weinstein uses Mossad agents hired through his fucking Democrat lawyer.
Yeah.
To
the
intimidate
Democrat
rape
lawyer.
victims.
That's
The Democrat lawyer is now saying that he did not sign off on it, but instead
his name was literally the one
on the paper,
the contract.
exactly. And he said that it was suggested to Harvey Weinstein by former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak.
Makes it even worse.
Which is literally
how does Weinstein hang out with
insane.
that guy? They're just in the same.
He has
secret...
so much money, dude.
Damn.
Wait,
Well,
he like donates.
You know who has
money.
more money than Weinstein? David Geffen.
It's true.
And Geffen's the one protecting Singer.
You're absolutely right. David Geffen. Well, it's like that's a joke in Hollywood, right? If you're like a young actor, you have to suck his dick for a career.
Jesus,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
You think Brandon sucked him off?
Absolutely.
Of course he did.
Why do you, first of all, why do you think we're doing all this? I
to save Brandon.
I didn't want to fucking go right into it, but we have to speak up on Brandon's behalf because he lacks the bravery to do it. Our friend
Absolutely.
Brandon Wardell was raped.
Our
by
best friend.
every man in Hollywood.
Okay,
Every
let's go down
janitors.
the list. Let's
Every
go down
single
the list.
get a phone book, find all the male names, and you tweet them out as all of these men raped Brandon. And he's so devastated.
Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Yeah.
Jerry Bruckheimer.
Aaron Aaronstein
Yeah,
raped
let's start-
Brandon.
let's start there.
Aaron Burr. No, I guess that was the first one.
Aaron Burr.
Yeah. Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr. Oh, God.
Yep. Literally everyone.
Anyway,
Who's gonna-
prayers up for Brandon. We pray for him every day. I've prayed for him every day since he moved to Hollywood, and
Hashtag Brandon too.
he was paid $600 by Pee Wee Herman
To suck him
to
off.
let Pee Wee suck his
Well, there
dick.
was that. Remember that rumor about Andy Dick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was about to say it, but I didn't know if I.
Yeah, there's like a rumor that Andy Dick raped Brandon.
Some weird happened between Andy and Brandon, dude.
Yeah. And then that came out that he was licking people or whatever.
So who
And he's
knows?
like, "That's just how I say bye."
Yeah. What, like a dog?
Like a dog, he licks people on the
Yeah.
face.
He's got kids with women. This
Yeah, I
Andy
know.
Dick
He
character.
fucks women,
Yeah.
but he's also gay. as
But he
shit.
also will suck off a guy.
You heard about that? He fucked
Well,
that.
that's what
lady cop.
deviancy
He
is.
fucked a lady cop like while she was working.
What?
She like I think came up to his hotel room. He was like drunk and causing a ruckus, and he like grabbed her and like
Charmed a lady cop
and
and
he
fucked her?
fucked her.
That's kind of straight up. That's pimp, dude.
That's pimp as shit.
That's
dude.
pimp juice.
And it wasn't even like the stripper kind of lady cop. It was a,
was
real, lady
cop.
cop.
Was she hot?
Probably. She's probably like fucking huge tits, huge dick.
Have you ever fucked a cop? I've seen a cop's dick. My old roommate in Baltimore was a cop, and I saw his dick.
You lived with a cop?
Yeah, my friend Josh is a cop.
Did you blow trees?
Yeah, they used to steal his gun.
Oh, the guy that lives with your brother?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's so fun to take his gun.
Yeah, anyway, so I guess the overall chart, you got David Geffen at the top, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Underneath him, you got the guys he's protecting hard for some reason, which is, I guess, Bryan Singer for exposure reasons, John Podesta, Bill Clinton,
Mm-hmm.
Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton,
Colin
Jeffrey
Powell.
Epstein, who got a little too crazy with it, right?
Yes.
Is
So-
Jeffrey Epstein dead?
No, he did two weeks in community service.
Yeah.
He raped 400 children, and he did
He was in a soup kitchen.
Oh
he did
my
fucking
God.
like 10 months of
Oh my god.
supervised release or something.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my god.
It's like the abuses of the justice system at the top are so much fucking worse than the ones at the bottom.
I mean, it's the same for like financial crimes.
Well, it's
or,
like the fact that it's like, like Black Lives Matter it is important to say, but also not as much as like rich lives don't matter nearly as much as like we were pretending that they do.
Right.
I guess
right,
that doesn't
right.
really fit into a fucking hashtag, but
It's
like
not a good hashtag.
you literally can rape and murder a child and do 10 months.
That is pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
IMO.
Yeah. And like everybody got mad about that Ethan Couch kid as if like that the problem is that's a child of someone that's a fucking billionaire rather than the fucking billionaire themselves.
Right.
Who's that?
Ethan Couch was the affluenza kid that got off because he was too rich to understand consequences.
That's unbelievable, dude.
I mean, it's pretty believable. And it's actually, you know what? I have more sympathy for Ethan Couch than I would if his father did something similar and got an equal punishment, which he
fuck
fucking
both
would have.
of them, though.
Yeah, fuck both of them, sure. But, like, you know, the kid who just has some, like, absentee father that throws money at him in lieu of being an actual parent. Like,
he's fucked up, but he still. What he do? He like killed someone.
Oh yeah, he killed.
Yeah, fuck him, dude.
fuck him. But in terms of like, fuck who more?
Right, sure.
Obviously the father, because he should fucking know better.
Yeah, I mean, but I hope that kid goes to jail and bad things happen to him for a while. I'm not gonna say what we're all thinking.
How about we send them to Hollywood?
But I hope that happens
to become an actor.
Exactly. Yes. I hope in jail whoever he's with likes to role play as Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
If you catch my drift.
You know what's the funniest thing? I was looking at the Instagram page for.
I don't really
This
understand.
shit is basically yogurt.
You should know how yogurt works. That's one of the things you should know.
I know that's all we have left.
I know how to cover up
what mean
sex
fat
crimes.
people?
No, Greek people.
Greek people.
It's yogurt. We used to have all of society, man.
Yeah.
Everyone used to take their cues from us. Everyone was fucking boys.
Well, who do you think's going to be the next person to... I want to say, I read on Twitter today from an anonymous account, but somebody said that David Geffen raped Keanu Reeves.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he's so pouty and sad.
Allegedly. Somebody said that.
I love Keanu
And I'm hoping
Reeves.
that's the plot of John Wick 3. What if that's the future of Hollywood? It's like the revenge, it's all the actors getting revenge on the people that raped them.
That'd be a lot of movies, dude.
Yeah.
that would be more than Marvel's fucking calendar.
Well, fuck it. It'll be an original story.
Yeah.
What if the...
It's a remake of like... what if the Ninja Turtles lived in the same universe as the fucking
Master Splinter was definitely
the Street Sharks?
Oh shit!
Definitely.
Splinter was definitely molesting the turtles.
He's hanging out with teenage boys. Come on,
Yeah.
he was their sensei.
Putting that furry ass rat dick all up in those
absolutely.
smooth butt cheeks.
Or
Yeah.
alternatively,
Smooth
what
green
if,
butt
what
cheeks.
if-
No, man, Asians don't rape. They're
Yeah, they
too
do.
peaceful.
No, they definitely.
There's
rape.
rape.
Yeah, they have balance.
What about the rape of Nanking? That's a
Yeah,
famous
that's a
Asian
famous-
rape.
That's
rape.
Asian on Asian. That's not
Yeah.
Asian on turtle.
You're right. All right, you got me there.
he wasn't Asian. he was
Listen.
a rat.
Oh, you're right. He was Jewish.
he was Jewish.
I forgot
Exactly,
about that.
he was Asian Jewish.
I was just imagining his voice. I would always watch that movie as a kid with my eyes closed.
yeah.
Pretend they were regular people.
Well, you should open it up. They're a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't watch. I didn't know you were supposed to watch movies
with your eyes. Yeah.
until I thought you just listened to them.
Being a kid is weird.
Adam, weren't you just telling a story about your cousin beating off to Pink?
The Pink. Yeah.
Just the music.
the music. Yeah.
His retarded cousin at their grandmother's.
Oh yeah,
At my grandma. I told it at the live show before. Yeah.
Yeah.
At my grandma's wake,
He would just-
or at her shiva at my parents' house.
Nobody
He would,
knows what a shiva is.
It's like a
for
wake
the
for
listeners.
Jewish
It's
people.
when you get a boy, usually a Gentile boy. And
Yeah, and
you
it's
say, "We're gonna make
Passover.
you a star, kid. You're gonna be the greatest star in the world. All you gotta do is one thing:
is watching.
sit on this plate of butter and wait until it warms up. I'm gonna diddle myself until I have half an erection." And that's a shiva. That's what a shiva is.
So after my
Then
grandma died, my cousin was learning how to masturbate.
sexually blow out all the candles on the menorah.
with your ass.
Yeah. And then you turn that boy into a woman.
Fuck.
What were we talking about?
His cousin beating off at
Oh
his
yeah,
grandma's
so yeah,
funeral.
dude, I haven't said it on the podcast
here's
before,
what it was.
but
So, I saw it earlier today. walking in Memphis, right?
Yeah, I know that
But
song.
it's sucking a man's dick.
Yo,
I
that's
think
really
you've said
good.
that before.
Have I? I don't know. That
Who
one was-
cares? That's
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
one.
it's a
that
good
one got
one.
me all day
Sucking
long.
a man's dick.
I'm sucking a man's dick. It's fun, and it gives back to you. You know?
Yes.
In time.
Jacking off until I come in his ass.
You know who? Do you know who else? Probably. I don't know. We should probably just not wildly accuse people.
No. Let's do it.
No,
It's
let's
good.
do it.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but is
Weird Al Yankovic for sure.
What,
Oh, yeah.
What do you think was weird about him?
Yeah,
What
what's
do you
weird?
think Yank means?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yank a child.
Yanka. What's his last name? I'm convinced.
No, he's not Jewish. He's not. He's like Czechoslovakian or something. Oh God.
Oh, this is such a fun game.
Listen.
Who else, dude? Who else were you about to wildly accuse?
I would just want to like zoom in on the head of that is whoever like in the Israeli government is friends with that security firm as this story broke today. Up close shot, tight shot of their face while the Curb Your Enthusiasm song.
Yeah.
As we were like, oops, looks like we just created a shit ton of global anti-Semitism. the antithesis to the only reason the fucking Mossad exists.
Yeah. What about Munich too? Right. So the Mossad guys.
Yeah.
Move on from killing terrorists.
Yeah,
to covering
to
up
protecting
sex
powerful
crimes.
rapists.
Oh shit! Is that what Munich was about?
Yeah.
Munich was about Mossad guys killing the people that attacked the Olympics.
Oh, tight. Is that a good movie?
It is kind of a tight movie.
I would watch that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Pretty good.
Eric Bana's in it. He's pretty good.
Eric Bana had a weird little run. Remember, he was the Hulk in the shittiest Hulk movie.
Yeah, he was a bad
This is
one.
the Ang Lee ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like that movie.
I watched
I
the
saw it
new
in
Hulk
theaters. It was not that
yesterday.
good.
There was a sense
it's-
of like loneliness and heartbreak to the Ang Lee Hulk that I felt was like fitting.
Ugh.
I love coming.
Anyways, yeah. So I guess there's just not going to be movies anymore. We're
Um,
gonna have to give Hollywood
saw-
the black women.
I saw
Thor
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
I saw Thor Ragnarok.
Are you
how many-
Nick, are you gonna get
How many
movie pass?
different movies can you make about church or getting your hair cut? Can you possibly have?
Yeah, how many times have they secretly gotten us to space? You know,
Yeah,
what
I
I mean?
think it is pretty ironic that they made a lot
but
of.
they didn't make that movie.
That's true.
Hidden Figures.
I think it's funny that they made a lot of movies about Catholic pedophilia, like Doubt and Spotlight.
Dude, I watched this documentary in open secret.
And they can't get
It's-
funding. For it.
Okay, why don't you let me tell the story because I watched the documentary instead of saying a thing I told you to my face as I'm about to say it.
Yeah, multiple people have said that to me.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Chris Milner did. My GF did. You
To be
did.
fair, Nick definitely told us first, and has been texting us about it nonstop.
Yeah,
And you kind of could have told. You could feel that's where his story was going, right?
that's not the point of the story.
I have to say the facts first. I have to say the thing first.
Christ Almighty!
I have to be the first one to say it.
Adam, stop talking. Let Nick finish his story.
Thanks.
I'm really sorry.
Anyways, yeah. So she made an Oscar-nominated movie about Catholic priests raping boys, and then her next movie is about Hollywood pedophiles, and they're like, "Well, but yeah, I don't think anyone wants to see this."
Yeah, this is a bad movie.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and not distribute this at all. It's fucking 93% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, yeah, nobody would want to see this. Possibly. I don't imagine a world where people could want to watch this. And then like the fucking even the people that are like going hard defending that group or whatever, it's like, oh well, you know, I mean, it's like sort of a hack job, and you know the case was sort of discredited, and it's like, yeah, welcome to the fucking world of documentaries.
Right.
Every single one is like extremely biased. Show me a documentary that's worth watching that isn't just propaganda.
I don't know. Definitely not Restrepo. That's all propaganda.
Thin Blue Line.
Thin Blue Line is filled with bullshit. As
Is
much
it?
as I love Errol Morris, yeah. First of all, Texas, not even a state.
Yep.
A lot of people think
True.
it exists. It doesn't.
State of
Fog
Mind.
of War. Mr. Shy City. Shouts out to him.
That's one of the classic all-time great videos.
Great internet videos.
Here's a question, Adam. Why do you hate black women so much?
So
I
true.
don't.
So true.
Sounds like
That's
you
a good
do.
question.
Besides you guys,
I've had a lot of listeners email me and say, Nick, I'm a POC trans woman and big fan of the show, but Adam clearly has a problem with WO,
WOC,
but WO
TC.
ends in particular.
Wait.
Come on, dude.
That's what they said.
WONs doesn't even make sense.
I know it
It
doesn't.
doesn't make any sense.
I know it doesn't.
Women of. What the fuck is that?
Fuck, dude.
Well, can I respond? Can I be given a chance to respond?
No, I think you need to sit down.
Sit down and
It'd be an
examine
ally.
yourself, man. Examine that.
Fuck.
I appreciate everyone in my life that's whatever that acronym was.
You want to hazard a guess, Adam?
Yeah.
I forget. I already immediately forgot the acronym.
You know it. You know what he means.
Oh, fuck. I got myself good with that one.
Cumtown after dark, baby.
Yeah, this is a late
This is
guy.
when the boys come out to play.
Yeah, I'm delirious. I've been eating Reese's cups all day.
Yeah, I'm tired as fuck, dude.
Yeah, we're tired.
I had to work today. You know?
Oh, fuck.
God damn.
I'm still laughing about that meme from earlier.
The two guys.
Yeah.
Oh, that
The
was
white-
awesome.
The white guy arm and the black guy arm locking. And then it says white guys, black guys, and then the hands are grasped. And in the middle it says loud black women.
Hating loud black
Oh,
women.
hating loud black-
yeah. That's the common ground between white men and black men.
Well,
is-
just the way the hands were like.
Yeah,
teaming
it's a
up.
solid meme.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Solid meme.
Yeah.
If untrue for me. I love all my soul sisters out there.
Oh, I don't hate anybody.
You don't hate anybody?
Except that gay man who served me coffee.
Burley.
He was POC too.
He was a POF.
He's a piece of ass.
He has anger issues. Wait, yeah, what? Yeah.
Is that your friend?
Then
He's got anger issues.
I have an anger issue because I don't like a $5 minimum.
Yeah, you
Which I
do.
fucking didn't. I just said literally nothing. I just pulled cash out of my wallet.
He said you muttered.
You mad.
You mad.
Cameron voice.
I got dirt on you. You mad.
Shouts out to Cameron Giles, my close personal friend.
How about this? We should spend some of the Patreon money to hire Mossad agents to spy on Adam.
That would be
Spy
cool.
on me?
Yeah.
They could ruin my life like in 2 days.
That would be.
I'm super vulnerable.
What
to
would
having
they
my
do?
life
How could they
ruined.
ruin your life?
We should
I don't
hire them
know.
to spy on Dan Ninen.
That would be fucking funny, dude.
Yeah.
I
know that
still
guy
have
does
his
some
pilot
fucked up shit.
script.
Should we read it?
We should read it sometime.
We should do a dramatic reading.
We should just shoot it.
We
really
Just
should.
steal his pilot.
That
and
would
shoot
be
it.
funny as shit.
I mean, he'd sue me.
how?
We wouldn't make
What do
any
you mean,
money off
how?
of it.
Yes, we would.
From
We're
what?
making money. This is a fucking business.
We just put it out for free on YouTube.
Yeah, but people would know to watch it because of this show.
We wouldn't sell ads.
If you
on
don't think there would be a way for him to sue you for
Yeah, he's
just
both.
producing his pilot,
listen. I'm 93% lawyer.
Does he have
so
it like trademarked or some shit?
93% lawyer, 7% pedophile.
7%?
They all have different ratios,
Yeah,
but
but-
Pedophile
That's
one.
it.
Those are the two columns. You can slide the scale one way or the other.
Yeah, old Jewish men come up to me and they're like, "The force is strong with this one."
Yeah. Is that what happens?
Yeah.
That's a great joke, dude.
Someone told me recently that Frank Oz,
is strong with it.
Frank
That's
Oz,
really funny.
Frank Oz based.
That's a cool bit to say.
Shut
not
up, dude. It's
an
just a throwaway.
extremely gay joke.
I don't know. It's late, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Someone told me that they
Wow! Oh, damn, dude.
The force,
The
man.
force.
The force is fucking strong.
I'm sorry.
Somebody told you what?
That Frank Oz based Yoda, like the way Yoda talks off of old Jews.
Yeah,
That's why
duh.
he talks like a
Yes.
Hasidic person.
Everyone knows that.
I didn't know that. That's why they.
Know a lot about old Jews, you don't.
Yeah, I guess I don't.
Not much know about old Jews, do you?
I always thought Yoda was an old Asian.
Having sex with men you do into your ass.
That's a bad Yoda.
Sucking cock you do.
That's bad too.
Having sex with men you do.
Yeah. That's not
Do
very-
sex men into your ass.
Do sex, man, into your ass. You fucking bitch.
I remember one of the first memes I ever saw was a picture of Yoda, and it said "up the shut fuck" underneath it.
That's pretty good.
And I thought it was so funny.
That's really
That's
funny,
good.
dude.
When I was like 10,
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Mom,
Look at this, you
look
fucking
at how
bitch.
funny this is." You shut that bitch, man.
Shut that bitch, man.
Shut that. We were laughing about. I was playing PlayStation, and somebody's PlayStation name was Geo is gay.
Oh yeah, I was there.
And I was imagining it was some immigrant kid that's making fun of his younger brother named Geo.
Mommy, is he say that I am gay on the PlayStation?
Mom, he make the name on the game is that I am gay. Shut up, don't tell. Molestrios, don't make your brother say he's gay. Shut up, bitch, man. Do not fuck tell me how to play PlayStation. I will PlayStation how I like, bitch. Gio's gay. You can change it.
Geo.
I love Molestrios.
Yeah, Molestrio is a good character.
Shut up, you fucking
Shut
bitch,
up,
ma'am.
bitch, ma'am.
Sucking my nuts, you fucking whore.
Fuck you, bitch, ma'am.
She sacrificed so much for her family.
Yeah. We came to this country not so you could say to Gio that he is gay. Fuck you, bitch, ma'am. Go make me lunch time.
It's just Borat.
Yeah. Well, that's why that character was so funny.
Yeah.
It's just a general immigrant.
Mocking immigrants, dude. Fucking rules.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Shut up, you fucking Jew.
Shut up, bitch, ma'am.
Like it's one of those little mouthpieces.
Could
from a
you
beach ball.
kill you can kill a woman, right, by blowing in a pussy?
Yeah.
Could you kill a man by blowing in a dick?
Into his dick hole.
I don't know why
Maybe you got a little
Weinstein didn't do
compressor.
that. You know, didn't he forcibly go down on
Perfect crime.
Yeah.
On who?
He kills them by eating their pussy.
Did you see that? Like some guy from Gossip Girl was accused of rape today?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ed Westwick, and
Yeah.
then there's all these like I don't know what the fuck Gossip Girl is. So it's all these like people that watch whatever that show is on Twitter like, oh, I can't believe this, like Turd Beasley or whoever the fuck he plays on the shows. I can't believe Jack shit is a rapist or whatever. And then there's like numerous people that were like, y'all didn't see this coming, okay? And then like Chuck or whatever his name is on the show tried to rape Jenny in the
his
first
character.
episode.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like-
so fucking.
Yeah. His character tried to rape someone, so people are like, like,
oh,
Y'all
you're
ain't no
surprised?
Anthony Hopkins be eating people.
Yeah, somebody actually replied that. They were like, Anthony Hopkins doesn't eat people.
he's an actor.
I would love it if we found out Anthony Hopkins ate people.
That would rule.
Rose McGowan has to call him out,
Mm-hmm.
and Anthony Hopkins has been eating people.
And,
That's the next scandal.
He was
That's
in
good.
Thor Ragnarok.
Whoa! Spoilers.
Did you go see that?
Yo, I feel bad for George Michael getting arrested.
In the bathroom?
He's a sexy ass guy. If he's alive 20 years later, if he's in his prime 10 years later,
Well, you still can't have sex in a bathroom.
but wasn't that like? Wasn't
I mean,
he, like,
that's a weird
ashamed
type
to be
of
gay?
cop. What
He
kind of
didn't come
cop?
out.
What kind of cop gets assigned to the detail of the having sex in the bathroom police?
Kevin Spacey.
That's good. That's good.
Is it a guy that fucks up? He has to go be like a having
Slam dunk.
Yeah,
Slay-
come
the
on.
force is strong
Cool.
with that one.
Yeah, the force was strong with that
It
joke.
was funny. I used to do a joke about Subway Jared being the Kaiser Soze of pedophiles.
Oh.
Because he was hiding in plain
Yeah,
sight or
yeah.
whatever. But now I guess it's just Kevin Spacey.
It's
Yeah,
Kaiser
yeah.
Soze is the Kaiser Soze.
I was
Spoiler
laughing
alert.
too. It's like the funniest
Yeah,
thing that
sorry.
happened. Did you see that on House of Cards? Apparently, he was just like sexually assaulting production assistants.
Oh yeah,
Which is like
Really?
the funniest kind of person to molest. Is like, oh, here's your Gatorade, Mr. Spacey.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I should be in here.
my dad got me this job.
My dad said all I had to do was bring you water. Shut up and take it, Brian. Brian, you know you want it.
Oh, he's so gross.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you had to fuck a
In Thor Ragnarok, they tried to give
Yeah, I
Trump.
mean, if you had to fuck one guy in Hollywood, I think it would be.
I
Kevin
think we'd all
Spacey.
agree it'd be Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
If you had to fuck one guy in Hollywood,
Yeah, for sure.
How funny is that story too
No.
about Terry Crews getting his dick grabbed?
That was so
it's
funny.
so
dude.
funny.
That guy's just fucking
In
jerking
front of
him
his
off in
wife?
front of his
Yeah.
wife. I mean, it really is about time these Jews, they've been behaving with impunity, without impunity.
It doesn't matter.
No,
We don't need words anymore once we get rid of the Jews.
It's true.
We don't have to think about shit.
Do you see a picture of the guy? He just looks like gay Harvey Weinstein. He's like bald and like
Who?
has beautiful blue eyes, but he's ugly.
Who?
The guy who jerked off Terry Crews.
Oh, who was it?
Just another.
Just some guy.
Yeah,
Some guy, Adam.
Guess
Bennett.
what religion he is?
Did you look it up? I don't even know.
No, he is. Yeah.
Did you look it up?
Yeah,
Of course he looked it up.
Yeah.
I don't actually look up any of these. I just
No,
assume.
It like popped. Someone popped up on Facebook or some shit like
You
that.
did. You Googled.
You
I
looked
did
it
not
up. Of
Google
course
it.
he did.
I did not. It was on Twitter or Google
Yeah.
or Facebook or something.
No, you looked it up.
I did not fucking
course you
look it
did.
up. For what reason?
Dude, I was
To finish my fantasy
whatever,
about being the third guy in that three-way? No.
To be Terry Crews' pants.
Just
trapped in between that man's hand and Terry Crews' penis. My dream. Fuck.
God.
And then that other guy at APA that was like just fucking, like,
kids.
on the phone at his desk with other people around being like, well, maybe I can suck your dick later. But he's like on the phone with like 14-year-old boys.
Jesus Christ.
and then he yells at his secretary.
Yeah. Grace, give me a goddamn boy in here. Yeah, and then they're trying to say that they didn't know about that behavior.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
You want to fuck kids, so you're like, I'll just be an agent that works with kids.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like-
I mean, it makes sense.
I know. I mean,
It's a good strategy.
Right.
It's a lot of vulnerable children whose parents
and they're hot
and whose parents
because they're actors.
are really terrible
Yep.
and like pimp them out as it is.
Adam was a child actor.
I had an audition once.
His parents instilled a sense of
Well, he never did any
narcissism in him
acting, but
early.
they did want him to get molested.
Yeah.
No,
He was a
I
child.
auditioned
Well,
for
he
a Carl's
was a kid. He
Jr.
would
ad.
run around the house begging to suck his dad's dick. And his dad was like, "This is inappropriate." And so he went to his rabbi and he said, "What are we supposed to do?" And they said, "Well, there's a solution. Usually it's only for Gentile children, but we can put him into the entertainment industry where he'll be molested by
It's very funny.
members of the community."
That's a very funny bit. It's very funny. In that movie I saw last week, with Colin Farrell, The Killing of the Sacred Deer, there's just this random scene where he's talking to his son, and he's like, "Listen to me, boy. Let me tell you a story. When I was a boy, I walked into my father's room, and I could tell he had an erection, and I was scared because I saw the erection. So I touched his erection, and I masturbated his penis, and I walked out, and there was cum everywhere. And I've never told anyone that before."
Oh, that's a movie.
Just like randomly in the middle of the movie.
So
What?
what? Hollywood just trying to sneak in some depraved commentary about the Irish.
No, it was
that's
a
inaccurate.
Actually, it's
I
a
wonder why they would do that.
no. It wasn't Hollywood. It was a Greek guy.
Hollywood.
It
He's
was
part of
It
Hollywood.
was a Greek director.
Oh,
Well,
well, they're bad too.
No, they're good.
I guess so.
Yeah.
No, they're good.
So you guys are gonna help me out in the new Holocaust, or you guys are gonna just act like you don't
We're gonna
know?
dye
me?
your
I'll help
hair
you out,
blonde.
but I'm not gonna be nice about it.
Why? Are you not gonna
I'm
be nice?
opening a factory, and you're gonna fucking work your.
I'm
ass
not
off.
gonna work.
Mullen's List.
Yeah.
Come on. You know. Also, it's gonna be tough for me to hide that here because of Ernest, and I'm allergic.
Actually, the Holocaust is kind of already happening, and this is the factory, and your job is to be called gay for an audience of 100,000
yeah.
every week.
And
Schindler's Podcast.
to be called gay by plenty of strangers too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part
This
of it.
rape joke could have been a person. And this rape joke could have been a person. And this rape joke could have been a person.
Schindler's Podcast. It's very funny.
Yeah.
Yo, Voldemort was good in that movie.
Who's Voldemort? Oh, is it
Ralph.
Ralph Fiennes?
Mhm.
Rafe Fiennes?
Rafe?
Have you've seen
Yeah.
Schindler's List?
Yeah, I have.
Somebody told me it's pronounced Rafe.
Rafe Fiennes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. Is there no L in there?
No, it's Ralph. It looks like Ralph.
Did the movie where his brother plays Michael Jackson is out?
That's his brother?
Yeah, Joseph Fiennes plays Michael
What?
Jackson in a movie.
It's not a movie. It's some British miniseries.
Yeah, I guess. Apparently it was terrible. But,
More
whatever.
blackface in cinema, thank you.
You know what's a miniseries is Adam's Balls.
What do you mean a series? I have more than one.
Two,
two of them. Yeah,
there's
okay.
two of them
Yeah.
in succession. And they're both small.
Nice.
Mini. Yeah.
That's fucking good.
Got him.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Was it Jose Canseco who was just saying, like, it's not that
Hell yeah, drinking from like a Tampico bottle, like gallon that he just turned into his water bottle.
Yeah. You mean Topo Chico?
Nah, I mean Tampico, dude. That pink shit.
I love Topo Chico.
What is that?
It's a seltzer water.
No, Tampico. It's that pink, cloudy fruit.
When I
punch.
lived in Texas, there was a Mexican soda that was
Pyritas.
no,
What?
it's a different one.
What was it called?
No, go ahead, tell your story about Doritos.
Yeah, what happened
Fuck
with
off.
Doritos?
You seem so desperate to say that and tell me the name of the thing.
What was it called?
Oh well, the name it was spelled Penafiel. So
Pedophile.
yeah.
Hell
So anytime
yeah.
I went by it, it's like, do you have a soda for a pedophile? I need a soda for a pedophile. That made me laugh real hard. That and all the other Bimbo's dessert products. You know,
Yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of Bimbo's.
Bimbo's rules.
They have
Yeah.
soccer teams.
Do you
like
have a
sponsored by Bimbo.
donuts? Do you have a donut? Because the donuts are called donuts.
Hell yeah.
Donuts.
Yeah. Do you have a donuts that I could eat, please? Outside of Jean Depot? Alright, I gotta go to sleep.
Yeah,
dude,
that's
I'm
a
tired
late
of
one.
shit.
Yeah.
Thanks for bearing with us, audience.
Good night.
Yeah, Jay-Z said that Jews control all the real estate in America.
I think
You can't compliment
Did you
the
hear that?
Jews either, because that's anti-Semitism.
No, but
I
did
always
you-
interpreted.
did you hear
when
what he
people are
said?
like Jews control the media and the bank. And people are like,
Those are two good things to control.
And then the Jews that control the media go,
How dare you say that? This man will never work again.
it's like he's being nice.
What if a retard was gay?
We have their position.
Sentinel standing by.
Order the strike.
Alpha team was in the animal pen.
enemies. Here's the list. Okay, Louis C. Gay, liberal. K stands for Kleinfeld.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. It really stands for child killer. Louis C.K. What's the first thing he does in the intro to Louis? Goes and gets a slice of pizza.
He doesn't
what the
finish
fuck?
it.
What do you think that means?
Oh, he eats it.
The comedy cellar, a basement that supposedly doesn't fucking exist.
So you think this beating off stuff is false flag? The
Guy
Pizzagate guys are trying to silence him.
article where he describes the comedy cellar incorrectly. That's part of a grand liberal scheme to deny the existence of basements in general by promoting false stories about them, so that they can deny that Hillary Clinton and the Podesta brothers are kill fucking children in the basement of a pizza restaurant, which is real. Something to take in mind, I do have bipolar disorder. I have a history of manic behavior, and conspiracy theories are a trigger for me, so I need to look out.
Yeah, you've had some week, Nick.
I need to be careful. I haven't been sleeping a lot. It's not cocaine fueled. Mostly this time around, it's Snickers. There was a bag of Halloween candy left in our office, and my blood sugar levels are fucked up. I'll be honest. I mean, it's not the drugs, but I may or may not have diabetes-induced psychosis. But Pizzagate is real, folks, and we have a couple of new developments. If you followed the show, I watched a documentary a week ago, An Open Secret, where they talk about this pedophile company that was run around the turn of the millennium by 3 pedophiles, and one of them was just allowed to go into hiding. Den, yeah.
Which is also like such a sinister
Den,
name.
what is den? It's a room in a house. What do you think is under the den? That's right, folks, a fucking basement.
Yep.
Whoa, fuck.
Yeah, so, anyways, Bryan Singer and Gary Goddard and Garth Ancier and David Newman were named in a lawsuit stemming from the den rapes. And
for real?
Yeah. The guy who accused them was discredited because apparently he was some sort of financial fraud and the case fell apart. And they've been using that as a defense to smear anyone that makes these accusations.
Wait, didn't you find a burner account for probably?
Oh yeah, so Bryan Singer's account disappeared.
Is Bryan Singer the guy with the spiky hair?
No, he directed X-Men and all that shit.
Oh right.
Usual Suspects.
And At Pupil, which there was a lawsuit brought against him when he filmed At Pupil because, according to the complaint that was filed, he got a bunch of underage extras to strip nude and tape them nude for a shower scene.
Whoa.
And then there was an investigation that was dropped, and then the accusers was discredited, and they reshot the scene with adult extras. So, I don't think there was any denial that underage extras were there, and then they reshot the scene with naked adults.
Damn.
So it's why were the extras there?
For B-roll.
For this scene that you shot. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Jesus Christ, imagine being that bold.
Anyhow,
also, in the documentary, he did the X-Men director's commentary
with this guy Brian Peck, who was then later found out to be raping children at Nickelodeon.
And is still working on children's shows.
Yeah.
Damn.
After he pled guilty to raping
What?
children.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
holy fucking shit!
Yes,
well,
that is true.
Michael Egan brought a suit against Gary Goddard, David Newman, Garth Ancier, Bryan Singer, stemming from the Den allegations that was discredited. Gary Goddard this week was outed by Anthony Edwards, an actor from the show ER, for repeatedly molesting him beginning at age 12.
He was also Goose on Top Gun.
Yeah.
What? Goose?
Yeah, Goose.
Goose's fucking kids?
No, he got raped.
Goose got fucked?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not Goose.
When he was a child.
Damn. That's why it's
and
so
Goose,
much
what do you
passion
think
in
Goose
that
stands
performance.
for? Gary ogled over my sexual ass.
Gary ogled over my sexual ass.
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman.
Everyone named
it was
Gary is guilty, by the way.
Fuck.
That's how you do
Gary Oldman
conspiracy
in that.
Gary Oldman, take the R out of his name. What's his spell?
Gay old man.
There you go.
Oh no, dude.
So, anyways,
fuck.
Yeah. Anyways,
my third eye is open, and for
well,
once I don't mean my asshole.
The Gary Goddard accusation happens. His publicist says, "Oh, we categorically deny this. This is all bullshit or whatever," and it's kind of been swept under the rug. Bryan Singer deleted his account the day the Kevin Spacey accusations came out, possibly because immediately people made the connection between Spacey and Singer, who's accused of very similar behavior.
Yeah.
So that in itself is not an admission of guilt or whatever, but. Then this account pops up like literally a couple hours later. It's nobody 2049. Just
is it still out there?
Yeah, just vehemently defending Bryan Singer with like statements that make it seem like it's just Bryan. It's like he's an easy target because he's a gay man and he's very naive and he may have made some poor decisions, but that doesn't mean anything. You know, yeah. It's very weird.
He's naive.
Yeah, it's very weird.
He accidentally sucked off a 4.5-year-old boy.
Also,
now, to bring it back to Pizzagate, one of the big things from Pizzagate that hasn't really been refuted as far as any kind of like mainstream coverage in the New York Times
Lay it on us.
and Snopes is that there's another pizza restaurant called Besta Pizza that was like in the neighborhood or whatever, and the logo.
Yeah, we talked about the NAMBLA logo.
You said
it's the NAMBLA logo, and the defense is lots of companies have logos that look like triangles, and it's like, well, it's not just a triangle. It's like the literal logo on a slice of pizza. Could be a coincidence. It's obviously not enough of a coincidence or not vague enough that Besta Pizza didn't change their logo as soon as people saw it and then remove that image. But the examples cited as far as other companies that have it are the AOL logo, which looks nothing like.
Yes.
It's a triangle because it's America Online, so it's an A with an O inside.
Right,
of it.
right.
Not at all similar. But get this: Brock Pierce, one of the kids from
Mighty
Ducks, but also was accused in that Den lawsuit because he's one of the 3 executives at the company, along with Mark Collins Rector. And,
whoa, a guy from Mighty Ducks?
Yeah, well, in Mighty Ducks, there's a kid wearing a hockey helmet with the NAMBLA logo painted on the helmet.
Are you serious about this?
Somebody showed it to me. Now, the thing with Pizzagate you got to be careful of is it is a conspiracy theory, so people are very eager to just put bullshit, bullshit out there. Like Al Alefantis, the guy that owns Comet Ping Pong Pizza, he made his Instagram private as soon as his story broke, and people were like, look what's on his Instagram. Some of it's real, some of it's fake. The real stuff is like, I can see a defense for almost all of it, you know.
The
but there
fake stuff
that's
is him
weird,
getting
like
his
a
cock
picture
rubbed.
of him holding a baby, and he tagged it #chicken lovers. Which a chicken hawk in the gay community is somebody that likes to fuck very young men.
Whoa, interesting.
That's weird. And then if you look at if you look at the
they
likes,
have the most creative
remember
names.
the hawk? Remember the Looney Tunes? There was that little chicken.
Yeah, there was friends with Foghorn.
Yeah. Like so, imagine Foghorn
but
fucking
Foghorn,
that little chicken.
Fag horny.
Leg horny.
So he likes to fuck boys' legs.
Yeah.
Which was actually a thing that I heard.
Come give me that little boy pussy.
I don't know if it's real, but Socrates used to fuck boys' legs.
Yeah.
They would put a kid's
in between their would mash their thighs together and put olive oil in between.
You ever meet that kid Lawson Leong?
Huh?
You ever meet that kid Lawson Leong?
No.
He was actually pretty funny, but he was like one of Bryson Turner's like disciples. Bryson is like, you guys didn't know Bryson. Bryson was a good friend
met
of
him
mine.
very briefly. Yeah.
He was like kind of a guy that was like almost too talented for the position he was in, where he just like didn't have
doggy style.
If I had to be,
thank you.
If I had to be critical, I would say that he didn't have the patience to wait until he found more success and kind of spun out in this stand-up philosophy sort of thing. But he had a couple of guys under him. One of them was Lawson Leong, who's actually pretty funny. But I don't know if he does stand-up anymore. But he was doing a bit one time I saw him, and he's like, "Yeah, like I think about like so Socrates, the Greeks, he used to take boys and they would do this thing where they wouldn't molest the boys. They would push their legs together to make a fake pussy." And then fuck the legs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was Socrates. The guy,
Yes.
It was a very funny bit.
Yeah. Yo, imagine what regular-ass Greek people were doing to little boys.
Yeah.
If fucking Socrates, who's probably a gay-ass nerd of his day.
Well, this is what, there is a weird Pizzagate thing.
What about the farmers were doing?
Alefantis' Instagram picture was a statue of this like Greek guy that was like either a deity or like some kind of either myth. It might have even been a historical figure. I didn't really look into it too much, which I mean, I'm Googling all these things so rapidly and doing lines. And, I don't have time to research every element of it. The guy, it's like a Greek figure that is like an idol for fucking boys.
Ooh, Ephevos.
It was a different
I don't know if that's his
one.
name.
Yeah, it's Stavros.
What?
James Alefantis' account, Stavi Baby 3. Check it out.
It's a fat guy hiding children in his fat fold somewhere.
Yeah.
You have to find
Savi
him.
baby. Wow. The plot thickens.
Guys, don't turn the
Wow.
don't turn
Wow,
the eye towards
are
me.
you Pizzagate?
Keep me out of this, guys. Let's focus on the.
'Cause
Let's
I feel
focus.
like
Protect me at all costs.
feel like
I've
if
been sucked
we don't
into
give
the
up our
world
own.
of blind items in this secret Hollywood pedophilia ring, and I mean, it's like you look at the Catholic Church and British Parliament and shit, and even Subway Jared. It's like Subway Jared was trying to turn children into prostitutes, and he somehow had enough power to make all these people complicit in this fucking operation,
Right.
and it's literally
the guy who sold sweet onion chicken teriyakis.
He has zero transferable skills. It's not like fucking he leaves Subway. And
They
he can,
weren't
like,
good commercials either.
They weren't good commercials.
What the fuck?
He has no charisma. There's like
Zero.
Nothing, there's nothing that
He fucked every lineup. Never
Yeah.
were you like, wow, that was a good read. It was like he fucking won a contest to be in a commercial
they stopped
every time.
giving him lines after a while.
right. His
'cause
job
he
was
that
to
bad.
smile, and he couldn't even do that.
Yeah. It was so fucked up.
His only thing that he has on his resume is holding up big pants.
That's all you need to
and
be able to
that's-
fuck kids in America.
That was the man that was protected and insulated by power. So imagine like what could the possibilities be if you're somebody that has, I don't know, a net worth of fucking $6 billion.
Like David Geffen.
Like Geffen. And his co-founder of DreamWorks, Steven Spielberg.
Shit.
Who, there's, again, and this is all rumor and conjecture, so
E.T.
you're
get
not allowed to
fucked
hire
in
the
ass.
Mossad to kill me for saying this, because I'm saying allegedly.
Yes.
You know, but this is what's crazy. I read a blind item that said there was a popular 80s show, and back in the mid-80s, like, fucking kids was all the rage in
Everything.
Hollywood. And
Even
you know
if
what?
you think in Hollywood at some point, even if you weren't a pedophile, you had to fuck a kid to fit in.
I mean, if
Or
I'm
rape
being
a
real
woman.
about it, what I think is that so you have like the sexual revolution in like the late 60s,
Right.
the free love movement, and then you also have this new crop of like Hollywood, like big stars and direct people now that are fucking icons, permanent A-listers that are coming around, guys like Spielberg or whatever.
Yeah,
but
Scorsese,
Hollywood
Coppola.
doesn't really understand any kind of ideology, and they don't have any real empathy. So the free love movement is then turned into a product by Hollywood, and what the free love movement is rampant exploitation of people and fucking whoever you want, and that's sort of embraced by these people with all this power as like this libertine sort of thing. So I would say that pederasty and child fucking was like something sort of kept in secret in Hollywood, but embraced as like, oh, we're artists. This is just what
Right,
fucking
I was
artists
about
do.
to say that. Like,
And then
They're
then
not prudes.
the boomers, like all the free love hippies that turned into Wall Street boomer yuppies in the fucking 1980s and abandoned all that shit and justified their disgusting greed with, yeah, but we protested the Vietnam War. The exact same thing is happening in Hollywood with the exploitation of children and women and all this shit. So the 80s is where that would blow up into this
Right.
giant secret kid fucking world. So I read a blind item that says that this little girl who had a career in her own right came to star on a show that, interestingly enough, was filmed on the lot that I used to work on at Hollywood Center Studios.
Okay.
And Jeopardy used to be filmed there.
Alex Trebek raped children. I got it.
Alex didn't. But,
Okay.
But the story is that all these
Take my
producers...
man's name out of your mouth.
What is sucking my dick for 100,
Yeah.
Alex?
They had the girl dance on...
Thank you.
They had the girl dance on the Jeopardy stage in a bikini while all these like 4 rows of
What?
producers all like beat off to her, and then 3 of them took her in the back and like raped her.
What?
And it caused
The producers of Jeopardy were raping
no, not
kids?
the producers of
On the
Jeopardy
stage.
on the set because it's a lot and there's a bunch of shit there. I don't think Alex Trebek has sex. I think Alex Trebek is probably the only person in Hollywood that doesn't have dirt on him.
So you're saying they just used the Jeopardy stage as a fuck
yeah,
party?
Yeah. And then, so somebody runs out and gets like the set medic because the blind item says that somebody inserted something into the girl's ass and she was having like a medical.
The
What
Daily
is a-
Double
what
was,
is a
was when
blind
they put
item?
both
Blind
of their
items
dicks in her pussy?
are like Hollywood gossip rumor blogs, but they frame everything like a certain celebrity or a certain star.
Just
Yeah, that way they can't get like sued or
Was
whatever.
spotted canoodling.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of shit.
So people in the blind, and you know what's crazy? There's one called Crazy Days and Nights, and there's this guy him that comments on a lot of the posts, and they have like all this inside information. And the theory is that it's Robert Downey Jr., but
Whoa,
Robert Downey Jr. has denied it. But I
damn,
mean, you look at every fucking child star and how fucked up they are, and it's like, oh yeah, it's because they're not famous anymore. There's plenty of people that aren't famous anymore or that had success.
It's
because
they were molested.
Yeah, they were repeatedly
fucked
abused.
as hell. You know, Robert Downey Jr. got fucked big time.
In the documentary, like they show Corey Feldman on The View sitting next to Barbara Walters.
Yo, and Barbara Walters basically gave him like a don't snitch.
Yeah. Barbara Walters is like, Corey Feldman's looking like a fucking psycho, like Michael Jackson, jet black dyed hair. Like looking scared as fuck and like dressed like out of his mind.
Yeah.
And Barbara Walters is like sort of shitting on him. He's like, you'd be so surprised the amount of people that are involved in this, and it's some of the most powerful people.
Barbara Walters
you're damaging an entire industry.
Right. They fucked his ass when he was 8.
Barbara Wawa, dude.
Yeah. Come on, Babs.
Yeah.
Amber
brought this
By the
up.
way, you ever see those pictures of Barbara Walters when she was dressed as a Playboy bunny?
She get it, dude.
Amber brought this up is that people are trying to drag David Bowie for fucking a 15-year-old after he died, and that's not like in dispute or whatever.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
He fucked a 15-year-old.
Yo, Led Zeppelin used to fuck like 13-years. It was fucked up.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Didn't they put a squid in someone's pussy?
They put a red snapper in her red snapper because she had red hair.
Pink
she had a red pussy.
Well,
her pussy was red.
It's
blood red.
Very rare.
The behavior that people are saying is occurring is like, first of all, we're talking in past tense. In the 1980s is when this was all a fucking issue. And there's documented evidence of that kind of behavior being like not acceptable really, but sort of like fringe taboo behavior.
100%,
that people
yeah.
are just like, no, whatever.
Groupies. Like that rock stars just fucked children. It was weird. And
Yeah.
fucked up. So this is like 10 years after that. If you think about it, you know what I mean? Like they're trying to be cool. There's a bunch of fucking nerds that are like, oh, we're cool. We fuck like, you know, hot young actresses. But to them, young and hot is like fucking 14 because they're fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
also they were just child molesters.
It's like it's got to just be a thing that was sort of acceptable in these circles as like again like this libertine weird behavior that people turn a blind eye to.
It's quirky.
And
it's quirky to fucking drag off a little kid.
And they're not going to be able to
like
fucking hide it forever.
Yeah.
Well, it's like what Nick said before. Like, it makes sense that people with these proclivities would be attracted to the arts because, like, there's always a lot of permissions made for creative people. And that's like why like they're finding so many of these people like entrenched in Hollywood because they escape to these worlds because they think that they can protect themselves that way. They're not just some dudes in Florida like trying to like fuck 12-year-old girls because those dudes get caught, you know.
I don't know. Do they?
I don't know. Maybe. I assume they do.
I was talking about all that. I forget. I was talking about To Catch a Predator with somebody, and they're like, yeah, and didn't they find out that like Chris Hansen also
I
fucked
thought
kids?
that too. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hear that.
No, that's just a fun rumor.
Yeah,
it would
Is
be
that
hilarious.
A fun rumor?
I mean,
it would be so funny.
That's so funny.
Yeah, if Chris Hansen was fucking kids, that's the funniest thing that's ever happened.
Any like
Chris Hansen showed up naked to Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? He's like, I'm sorry. Why don't I go have a seat over here?
Yeah. Why don't I go have a seat?
Yeah.
He's interviewing himself.
Yeah. JP made me laugh. We were making fun of that show, and he was saying that there should be a show called Are You Older Than a Fifth Grader? And they just blow the budget on the first episode. Like, I'm 37. Whoa, damn! Well, I guess there goes the $1 million.
But the trick is it's a fucking very, very mentally retarded person
and I guess
who's been held back for 40 years.
Well, the thing with all the symbols, too, I got into this argument yesterday, and Amber, you feel free to jump in if you want.
Ernest just farted.
It was...
Ernest?
Yeah, that's the grossest thing we've talked about all episode.
Well, the way people refute the symbols claim, you know, like, well, why would these people just put out symbols?
Clues?
But they're not clues. Like, if this was a type of behavior that was pushed into some kind of subculture, like the way like pedophiles communicate with each other, they don't think like we're doing something evil. It's like these people turn it into an identity and they think it's justified. The same that any other subculture does, like furries or whatever, and then they have their own symbols. And, and I mean, like that's any population does that. They create, you know, like messaging and language and iconography to help each other identify and bond over something.
Like the
So-
Hells Angels.
It's not
Red Wings.
It's not far fetched
Eating
to
pu-
say
eating bloody pussy.
that somebody with a shit ton of power who gets away with fucking children for decades would put the logo of NAMBLA, you know, in the you know, wherever
How
they
awesome would it be
fucking
if they had like they just all had NAMBLA tattoos? Like
Yeah.
David Geffen just had a fucking on his bicep. You can just
Yeah.
see it in like hundreds of pictures.
yeah. But then there is plenty of shit that with like Pizzagate that's kind of like just bullshit, and it fucks up the credibility of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I also don't think there's actually a basement there, and I don't think that they're
That they're
fucking
fucking
children
kids.
at a pizza restaurant.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it doesn't make any sense.
No.
If you have global elites that are allowed, I mean, they
Yeah.
caught a guy who had an airplane to fly people to a child
Right.
fucking island.
Right.
You know, they're like, everybody cram into the walk-in freezer.
Yeah. No.
We've got a fresh boy.
It's not even like a good part of DC. It's like this weird
It's like
part of like
Northwest-
northwest,
yeah.
northeast DC. No one fucking
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
to, or northwest DC, like Van Ness.
It's Upper Northwest.
Yeah,
Check
yeah,
this
it's so
out,
fucking weird.
There's right there. There's Glover Park, right?
Yeah.
Clover Park. You know what Clover is?
No.
Stands for
A little
sea
boy's
lover,
ass.
child lover.
Whoa.
That's part of their whole thing.
Grover rhymes with
Damn,
Clover.
dude.
Sea lover, child lover. God
I'm so
damn.
glad you haven't slept in 7 days
Yeah.
because you are firing on all cylinders,
Look, the
Nick.
bottom line is I'm an entertainer. That's what I exist for.
You're doing this for your art.
I'm a broadcaster. It's in my soul. I
Yeah.
can't do
A lot of
anything,
people are
but-
fucking kids. Like that Republican guy who like fucked a teen or like dated a teen and shit.
Yeah,
and
Roy
now
Moore.
George Takei is a fucking dick grabber.
George Takei,
right?
and then all these people are rushing to George Takei's defense with the exact same arguments that they were slamming, like, 2 weeks ago, like, oh, there's only one accuser. Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty? It's like, you got rid of that? You fucking argued for years that believing victims was more important than protecting the integrity of somebody that's been accused of a crime.
But listen,
Come over here and let me suck that little.
America
boy pussy.
needs those memes to fight Trump right now.
I'm
and that's
horny.
the only reason you're fucking defending him, because
We-
of Grumpy Cat.
Yeah.
Because he showed
We
you
need
fucking
those grumpy
Success
cats.
Kid or whatever.
I'm horny and I want to fuck a man.
Yeah. Well,
Was he in an
icing
internment
on the
camp?
cake is
Yeah.
he was
Yeah,
in
yeah.
an internment camp, which again, FDR had the right idea. That was
Ooh, actually, yeah. now in hindsight,
FDR is responsible for every good policy that's happened in America.
FDR was trying to jail a gay predator.
And they want to say that internment camps are a stain on his record or whatever, and it's not. We're finding out now that George Takei's
he saved so many
single
little
instance
boys.
of groping somebody 40 years ago.
He just saved
is
America from George Takei. Yeah.
Well, Takei denies it, but he was on Stern like 3 weeks ago, and Stern was like, "Yeah, but I mean, like the the Weinstein thing. It's like, George, you've never like groped anybody without their permission."
Oh, it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and Takei's like, "Well, I'm not going to say that, And he's like, "What, you have?" And he's like, "Yes."
Yes.
Like,
Sometimes I'll grab a man's penis.
and then his defense is, but with these, it's not about sex; it's about power. So his defense is because
he's too horny.
because
He's horny.
because it was about sex.
He's doing it for the love of the game.
So keep in mind, folks, if you want to rape somebody, you better make sure you come. You better bust the fattest load inside of your victim.
We want to see that fucking
prove
yeah.
that it's about sex.
Bring it in a little cup.
Yeah, Your Honor, I took naked pictures of the dead body and I've been jacking off to them for weeks. This is
I'm
not
in
about
love.
power. This is about sex.
Damn. Let me suck your cock.
Yeah. The Charlie Sheen
Stop
thing.
being
You know
a
what?
bitch.
Charlie Sheen, I believe the story.
Oh, that's
I
right.
believe-
We haven't talked about it.
We
That's
haven't
right.
because we didn't
It
have
happened
time.
right after,
All
yeah,
this
yeah.
shit has happened in the span of 3 days.
This is crazy.
The Charlie Sheen thing, I believe, happened. I believe that but what it seems like is that Charlie Sheen probably had just a homosexual relationship with Corey Haim when Corey Haim was 13 and Charlie Sheen was 19.
That's raping a child.
It is. But the way in the story it's defended is Charlie Sheen tells him, Feldman, in Feldman's accusations from years ago, where he wouldn't actually name Charlie Sheen because the person that did it is known for threatening to kill people, which is like Charlie Sheen's move.
right.
Dude, Tiger Blood.
Yeah,
Man.
and
God, what a crazy person.
yeah, and the justification from Sheen was like, this is just what guys in Hollywood do.
We fuck.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
fuck
He's
boys.
Yeah, it's normal for one actor to fuck another actor. Like this is that. Like that was the justification, which means Charlie Sheen was probably horrifically sodomized
For sure.
for years, and then now he's like, yeah, this is just what guys do, and it feeds
think-
into the idea that there's a cycle of abuse, where that behavior is normalized within these like secret Hollywood communities or whatever, and I mean, that's probably what happened. But reading more into it, because I didn't pay. What's funny is like all of this shit has always been online. I just didn't care because I'm not a gay man, so I don't read celebrity news.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah, Adam, why haven't you told us about
Yeah,
all
right.
this stuff
Adam
in
knew about
celebrity
I keep
news?
it to myself.
First ass. He had a first ass account of all of this.
Do you think the Sutherlands and do you think Kiefer Sutherland's dad ever traded
Donald?
Martin Sheen? You think Martin and Donald traded sons and fucked each other's
here's
sons?
what's interesting is Martin Sheen and Michael Douglas are the same person. A lot of people don't want to admit that, but they're the same exact guy.
Okay.
And Kirk Douglas raped. Who did he rape? Didn't Kirk Douglas rape?
Marlon Brando?
I don't know.
No,
Did he?
Yeah, because that was part of some. Because it was part of like the accusations that included Ryan O'Neal raping somebody else.
A woman
or Kirk
or a man?
Douglas beat some woman or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
Allegedly.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, it's also you have to take into consideration is that these people think that fucking children keeps you alive forever, right?
Well,
Douglas-
honestly, celebrities do
Kirk
have pretty
Douglas is
long-
not
They
dead.
live long.
Kirk Douglas,
he's like
Kirk
90
Douglas was
something.
born in 1870.
Very interesting. Yeah,
He's
that's
like
right.
that old gay turtle.
That's
He's
right.
like-
yeah.
He's like
Jonathan.
tortoise.
Jonathan the gay tortoise.
the gay turtle.
I love
The old gay
Jonathan, dude.
tortoise. Yo, you're right. Honestly,
1832.
so do you think the celebrities that look the best, like the Sandra Bullock fuck kids? Because she looks great.
Well, here's what you need to consider
Yes.
Hmm?
The answer is yes.
So remember during the election, the whole conspiracy that Hillary Clinton has Parkinson's?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, that didn't start
Ooh.
happening. She started coughing and then eventually collapsed.
Uh-huh.
That all began when Pizzagate broke. So
she quit fucking kids cold
they
turkey.
had to stop. They had to stop doing it because people were hot on their trail.
Yep.
So the ass power she was acquiring.
So you think what they injected her with was little boy cum?
It's stem
Yeah,
cells.
when she
Stem
passed
cells
out.
from
She
the
said,
little
I
boy
feel
cum.
great. You know what great stands for? Getting raped, enjoying another toddler.
Oh man! Wow, dude, that was beautiful to
Thanks,
watch
dude.
you pull that out at the end.
You touched it. You crushed it.
You are.
I like that, like, probably the best evidence that I have, like, a mental illness and that I'm able to, like, make these connections is that I can do initialisms that quickly.
Yeah.
Fake acronym.
That just proves it's all bullshit.
Oh fuck, man. Damn.
So you gonna like take a nap or something, or
No, I'm gonna
what's
kill
the
myself.
plan? You're gonna kill yourself?
I'm gonna ramp up and go really fucking nuts and probably try to kill myself again.
He's gonna
Come
go. He's
on.
gonna drive to Los Angeles when David Geffen's in court, and as soon as they say he's guilty, Nick's gonna fucking pull a fucking suicide
vest?
bomber vest and just to
Yeah.
go out that way.
So this is an interesting story. In 1998,
Hit me.
a man was arrested outside of Steven Spielberg's house. And he
Uh-oh.
had razors and rope. And he was
Whoa.
planning on, by his own admission, raping Steven Spielberg.
Whoa.
A man was
What?
Gonna, yeah.
Who's not a Schindler's List fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy was like schizophrenic or whatever, and they gave him, he got like 25 years for it. He just went to prison
Mhm.
for a long ass time. Keep in mind, you can rape a child, and if you're rich enough, you do what?
Dog,
10 months?
you said he got 25. My man's 5. Maybe with good behavior, he might be out soon.
Yeah.
98,
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
Let's find him and get him on the pod.
Yeah.
Yo, can we get that guy on the podcast for real?
Absolutely.
Did you want to? What about Steven Spielberg? Did you find so sexually attractive?
Yeah.
Let's
I don't
ask
know.
him.
It is very interesting, the whole thing. Because, I mean, if it was like a massive cover-up, you would have to have somebody with that amount of influence and power to keep it
Yeah.
quiet.
It's in play. A massive cover-up is in play right now. Some
Yeah.
like Illuminati shit.
Yeah, I
is
mean,
in play.
the fact that like the Sheen thing kind of went
Yeah.
unnoticed, and like the Gary Goddard thing molesting kids went unnoticed, and the big story is Louis C.K., where it's like,
he jacked off, and only one instance out of the 5 in that story was a consent really an issue. I guess the first 2 girls, he asked them, and then they didn't say no.
They thought
They thought it was a bit.
They thought he was joking, but then he started, and then by their own admission in the story, they said they were sitting there laughing the entire time.
Right.
So it's like, I'm sorry, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that was like an issue. I think what this rumor going around afterwards was that Dave Becky, I guess, tried
to cover it up, yeah.
Mm.
And he just dropped Louis as
It's some
fine.
Watergate shit. They'll cover up worse than the fucking...
Well, Dave Becky's like so big. Like he produces Broad
he's huge.
City.
I
Like
mean,
he's like
everything.
3
Schumer,
Arts
Kevin
is like
Hart.
so fucking
like,
big.
Yeah.
So that
Well, let's take into consideration 15 years ago, there's a comedy festival. Louis C.K. is not a huge celebrity. In
2002, no, he's not.
In 2002.
He's also married, too.
He was also a guy that had just been doing like the same 5 bits for 15 years at that point. I remember, because I was a fan of Louis C.K. back in 2002, and he was like at the level of like, I don't know. I mean, like Schimmel, not even Schimmel,
Yeah, he was a road comic. He's one of those guys that is on the road constantly. He's making maybe $90,000 a year, but he's out every weekend. Like, not on TV. Maybe he had like that HBO half hour, but that's it. Like, and a Letterman. That's it.
He had some good writing job. Like he wrote
good writing
Conan
job, sure.
in the
Yeah, he was plugged in, but as a stand-up,
Yeah. Well, anyway, so like that story happens, and it's not like this is a big celebrity secret that we need to bury. It's they're going around the festival telling everybody this thing, again by their own admission in the story, to shame him, but not shame in like the current context. It's like, can you believe this shit? They're making fun of Louis C.K.
of the way he tried to fuck them.
Yeah,
was pulling his dick out.
Yeah,
and
his
jerking
exercise of power that people are describing is like 2017 Louis C.K. doing that, but he was very different in 2002.
Beyond that, what was reported in the New York Times article is that their manager had a conversation with Dave Becky where Dave Becky implied that he wasn't happy that they were going around doing that. That does not say that Dave Becky threatened to destroy their careers. That does not say that, he contacted them personally, that there was ever any kind of indication of career, damage outside of what they assumed would happen, And it's like, I'm sorry, but like that's not somebody threatening you. That's you understanding power dynamics, sure, but then you can't. Then in that instance,
but it did get to threatening recently. Like whenever anybody tried to talk about it,
did he?
I mean,
did Dave Becky threaten people?
I'm not saying Dave Becky, but people like. Who was that? The article.
Megan Beth Keeson.
Yeah. How she was like
asking people at Montreal about the Louis C.K. thing.
Right.
About rumors. I'm a fan. I like Megan.
Yeah.
I like her writing, and like that was kind of fucked up that they brought her to tears and bullied her out of there. But like, I mean, that's not Dave Becky intimidating a victim. That's one of the guys from the Montreal Comedy Festival, like telling. Somebody that's looking for like a gossip story, to break, which it turned out to be a story. The story by itself, actually is less damaging than the rumors were.
The rumors were worse than what actually ended up happening. When I heard that he canceled the premiere of his movie and his late night appearances, I thought, okay, this New York Times article that's about to drop is going to have something that no one knows about. It's going to have like a full, like a hard R. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's not going to be just like
guy.
the rumors of him jacking off. There has to be like.
I'm sorry, but speaking of that, can we loop back because I didn't finish my thought about Charlie Sheen?
Oh yeah,
Is
please.
that I started reading about Charlie Sheen because I said I wasn't paying attention to this celebrity news. I started reading about Charlie Sheen after this happened and corroborating evidence from stuff and statements that he made, and I am now of the opinion that Charlie Sheen is the funniest person. I mean, he fucking. There's a point where you can get so evil that you're hilarious.
Yeah, it's like.
And Charlie Sheen did that. According to like court documents, Denise Richards would catch him like jacking off to child porn numerous times, which I can only imagine was happening while he was wearing sunglasses and a leather jacket. And she would say, "Please, for our children, could you please stop doing this?" And then he would go fuck yourself," which is like the funniest way to respond to "please stop jacking off
to
to
the most
child
shameful
porn."
thing you can.
Yeah.
To one of the
he
most
acted like he
shameful
forgot to take
activities.
the garbage
Yeah,
out.
go fuck yourself.
Bitch,
then,
go away.
Right, and then, it came
Shut
out that
up,
he
bitch,
had
mom.
AIDS, and he was giving all those women AIDS, and in one of the lawsuits, a woman says that she asked him numerous times if he had been tested, and he said, "I'm fine," and then they slept with each other, and after he fucked her, he goes, I got HIV, by the way.
Oh my god!
And then she flipped out.
Monster.
She
Jesus
flipped out,
Christ.
and she confronted him about it, and she was like, why didn't you tell me? He goes, 'cause it's none of your fucking business.
What the fuck? Did he give it to her?
I think she went on antiretrovirals right after,
Okay.
and if you get on like the new ones, I think after exposure, like
If you
don't
do it
have to-
immediately. Still,
Yeah.
that's horrible.
Oh, of course. I mean,
you're,
it's,
like,
it's mostly
sick and
about
stuff, yeah.
look. Ultimately, like AIDS, if you have like medication, you can prolong. It takes maybe like 2 years off your life if you get on medication early, and you know.
Still, you gotta take pills all day and
you
shit.
You do.
like-
I'm not saying it's good, but the real damage is the psychological damage of being exposed to HIV, without somebody fucking telling you. So the mental stress is way worse.
It's none of your fucking business.
It's none of your fucking business. I
He's
like to
raw
imagine
dogging her with AIDS.
he put on.
And he's like, it's not your business.
He put on the leather jacket and sunglasses
Sure.
again to say it, and then he goes, "I'm fucking noble for telling you." And he's like,
What? Yeah, it
and
said
then he
that.
told
It
her
said that in the
to
article,
not
yeah.
take the medicine.
Oh my god.
He says you don't even need that medicine, and there's no reason to believe the convenient rumors of the medical community.
What the fuck is convenient about fucking?
Yeah, and then he says to her, "You've been blessed by the apocalypse. At least now, not if, but when I infect you with this, we'll be together."
Oh my
You know?
god.
And then so she's like in tears crying about it, and then it says, and then he started making repeated use of the N-word, calling himself the dumbest fucking N-word in the room. Which is not even like, he's not being racist, he's just,
it's
you
weird.
just give someone the N-word and then tell them to fuck themselves while jacking off to child porn and start calling yourself the N-word.
After you gave someone AIDS.
I'm sorry, dude, but that is bit central.
That is a really
That's
good character. As a
headliner
character,
material.
dude.
Yeah.
Pure. That's
If
pure.
you if there's an improv guy auditioning with that character on SNL, dude,
Yeah.
fucking, we're putting that guy on
That'd
lunch
be like
boxes.
if like peak Mad TV years are like, we want you to write an episode of All in the Family.
Yeah, that really is like, if Mad TV had been allowed to find its like ultimate logical conclusion, it's coming up with Charlie Sheen as a character.
Yeah.
A sketch where he gives a woman AIDS and says
And
the
then he
N-word.
says catchblood is like winning. and
Yeah.
Tiger blood.
I've got tiger blood in me. Go fuck yourself.
Winning.
Hey guys, you know what tiger blood turned out to be? AIDS.
HIV. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit! Did people make that joke already?
I'm sure.
Fuck.
Damn.
I was gonna
No,
close
you know what,
with
you know
that.
what tiger blood really is, though.
What?
It's Asian cum,
Ah.
which means guess who raped Charlie Sheen in the early '80s?
Yep. Chinese
Mr.
man.
Miyagi.
No, George Takei.
George-
Oh.
Come on, guys.
Catch.
Come on, guys.
Sorry, dude. Sorry. I don't have the investigative mind that you do,
Nick's
man.
living in the future.
The problem
right
is
now.
people don't believe you unless you do. Hold on, I'm doing the wrong one. You have to do a Boston accent when you talk about
Yeah, you're doing
pedophilia.
Maryland.
It's the language of pedophilia.
Yeah. Damn.
I wish I could do a good Boston accent.
Yeah. I can't either.
It's so hard. It's really the fucking hardest one to
You
do.
can do a caricature pretty
I
easily.
can do the difference between like a Ghanese accent and a Nigerian accent, and I can't do a Boston accent. Not even close.
Yeah, it's
Car.
like it's way
Pack
easier
the
from
cat.
Soder tried to show me for a while. He's like, you just keep saying microprocessor. You say microprocessor.
Oh, yeah, Departed,
microprocessor, and then you. Oh, is that from The Departed?
Yeah, it's like when they do the deal with the Chinese at the beginning for the
Oh.
microprocessors. I
But
can't do
that's,
it.
he doesn't say that's how you say the.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Mark Wahlberg's character
And you know
doesn't
whose
go,
character-
here's how you get the accent. Microprocessor.
And you know who's in the Departed?
George Takei.
Martin Sheen.
Oh.
Trying to
Michael
find the
Douglas.
microprocessors.
Damn, I wonder what other famous guys fucked kids.
Probably George Washington.
Everyone that was in a children's show must have fucked a kid, right?
Yeah.
Well,
think-
there was that big rumor about Steve from Blue's Clues.
Fucked the dog, the
that
cartoon
he
dog?
went to jail for being a pedophile.
But he didn't. He just
But
went
Were there
bald.
even children on that show?
No, they were
It
just
was
cartoons.
entirely a green screen.
And it just turned out he wanted to be a musician. and
I thought he
just-
went bald and they fucking
No,
He
he
recorded
did
an album.
Yeah, he did a one-man show.
Mm.
He's actually like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, apparently he's a really nice guy. Yeah.
Shouts out to Steve from Blue's Clues. We'll
Yeah.
get you on the pod if you're listening.
And we're
And also the
gonna
guy who tried
defend
to
your
rape
honor.
Steven Spielberg. We'll do a double ep.
We're doing a new show called Jews Clues, where we discover hidden Semitic ritualistic abuse of children. And we wanted to know if the guys from Blues Clues wanted to be associated and involved with that. So
Someone show him this. Someone must sort of know that guy.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure someone does.
So please just play him this clip.
yeah.
Damn, dude.
I tell you,
Barney
though, really,
kids?
I mean, I am serious. I do get a little nuts sometimes. I do have like paranoid thoughts and shit. So,
Yeah.
like this is like mentally taxing for me to fucking.
Dude, you've been
get-
going in, like, you text us
Maybe
more
you
about
should
this than
take like
anything
a
ever.
Xanax or something.
I can't. No, drugs will make it fucking worse.
But it's
Even
just like,
benzos, even just
Even
Yeah,
just
no,
like
I
one
can't do that
time?
shit. I need to just fucking take a break from all of it and ground myself and clean my room and
How are you gonna
get back
go to
in
the gym?
Yeah, I got to do all that because
You should go-
I
you
am
should-
I am losing my fucking.
you should
mind.
go to
this week
therapy,
You were
dude.
having a tough time. I could
Go to
tell.
therapy.
I don't want to go to therapy.
Why not?
I tell you, I had like a full blown like psychotic break a couple years ago, and I went to a therapist, and she listened to everything I said, and I put together all these crazy conspiracy theories, and she's like, okay, we should talk again. And afterwards, I looked up the therapist. And it was like, you know, she does traditional therapy.
Sex
she also,
therapy.
She also has the ability to communicate with an extraterrestrial
Oh,
being.
God.
And it's like, this is
well,
also an insane...
That was
That's
one
anecdotal, dude. That's just
crazy
one
asshole.
person.
Every time you go to therapy, you end up talking to somebody crazier than
That is
No,
the
it's not
dumbest.
true, dude.
It's so funny because what you're great at is like logic, and you know that's retarded logic. That you went to one stupid therapist, so they're all bad.
If you went to see a movie and it was the worst movie you've ever seen,
Would you ever see
Would you
another
go see
movie?
another movie again?
Yes.
No. Of course not. You wouldn't do it. If you went to a restaurant and the food was bad, would you eat? No. I ate expired children's Dimetap one time to get high, and it had no effect on me. So I'll never take
You'll
medicine.
never take any kind of medicine.
I'm never
ever
going to take
again.
medicine again.
All right, listen, man. When you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
What can I say? But yeah, you should.
Are you trying to touch Amber's feet?
Yeah, that was so weird.
I wanted to get her attention
You
without
almost
touching
did,
her
man. That's fucked up.
Can I get that?
Why are you taking pictures of them now?
Yeah.
Stop taking pictures of Amber's feet.
I used to do that as a joke.
Speaking of, the Dan Schneider thing is the funniest of all of them.
What, Dan, the
The
Redskins owner?
Nickelodeon guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Daniel Snyder.
Yeah. No, Dan Schneider is the Nickelodeon guy that people also accuse of
The
like.
fat guy?
Yeah, the rumor is that he knocked up Jamie Lynn Spears. He got Amanda Bynes pregnant and made her have an abortion, and like that's why she's fucked up or whatever. But like the another rumor is that he brings actresses into his office and makes them show him his feet, and he takes pictures of their feet. And if you go to his Twitter, like he's done tweets where he's like, "All right, kids, write stuff on the bottom of your feet and send it to me. Send me pictures of your feet."
Are
Yeah.
you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Also friends with Brian Peck.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Brian Peck was on All That, which was Schneider's show.
Yeah.
Damn.
The pickle
pickle guy.
man.
Ooh, oh, yeah, he was a pickle man, all right.
Yeah.
Penis. in
Penis inserting
And he's
child
like the
killer.
guy. Yeah.
Loving
Jesus.
enfants.
Had to switch up.
Yeah.
Had to switch languages.
Oh yeah, in DC, there's another area.
Well,
called,
that's part of the fucking like the Pizzagate thing is like, you know, there's a picture of a guy wearing a shirt that says "I love l'enfance" or whatever.
Yeah.
People are like, that's evidence. It's like, no, that's like.
L'Enfance Plaza.
In
I was about
area.
to
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
L'Enfance Plaza.
Yep.
Well, James
Infants
Alefantis.
Plaza?
James Alefantis, his name, if you like pronounce it the French way, is J'aime l'enfance, which is I love children. So
Damn.
that is kind of weird.
Listen, did he ever have a choice? If that's his name, he's
Yeah.
been fighting against it his whole life.
Right.
He doesn't want to fuck kids in his pizza restaurant.
Yeah, your
but he
name is
has to.
Stavros, for instance, who was the Greek god of pedophilia.
No, Stavros means cross.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. I'm a very religious, very
Oh yeah.
very Christian man, pious man. Thank you.
But he was dating David Brock for a long time
David
Who's
Brock?
that?
of Media Matters fame.
Oh.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
The Media Matters, still my favorite headline of all time. Fox News uses homosexuals to refer to gay people. That was supposed to be
Like a slur.
like a criticism of Fox News
Yeah.
is that they use the word homosexuals.
Yeah,
What?
Media Matters kind of went off the cliff.
What are they
I don't know if
supposed to
they were
say?
ever good, but
What are they supposed to say?
You're supposed to say gay. You're not supposed to say homosexual. But according to Media Matters, who just decided that in 2013 or
I mean, I get if they were saying homo.
they weren't.
That'd be pretty funny.
It's also like
Homo-
like,
I-
that's what you're hinging your case on, that Fox News hates gay people, is that they used a
Right,
word
right,
you don't
right,
fucking
right,
like.
right.
I mean, it's pretty clear they don't like gay
The
people.
hours of coverage saying that if they
Right.
get married, people start fucking dogs.
Yeah.
Maybe that's more of your fucking clue. Actually, Adam, can I get juice, bitch? Give me some juice. Come on.
This shit is not working.
Fuck. I need to charge my shit.
Yeah. I guess when is this going to cycle back to Travolta?
He's never fucked kids. He's just he
he
just
tries
spreads his
to
ass
jack off
forcibly.
masseuses.
Yeah, he forcibly
He,
groped
he opens his
masseuses.
ass.
Well, the
cheeks
other
open.
weird thing about Travolta was his son died,
Yeah.
and they took him to an island in the Caribbean to die.
Right.
And they think that it's because of some weird Scientology shit where they didn't want to actually like treat him and like help him. So it's like, yeah, they said he had something he didn't have.
But
They,
that's I don't think that was molestation. I think that's some dumb Scientologist.
no,
bullshit.
I don't think it was molestation
You think
either.
he
but
fucked his kid to death? Is that
No,
what you're
his kid
alleging?
His kid was autistic and had a bunch of medical problems, and Scientologists are like, you don't need medicine, you just need to hook yourself up to a car battery and
Right.
excommunicate people.
Yeah.
That's the solution.
Well,
to
that's
diseases.
one cool thing that Trump said this week is that he's going after the Church of Scientology for tax evasion.
Hell yeah.
Which is like,
Donnie.
fuck yeah, dude.
Welcome to the resistance,
the
Donald.
Donald, dude.
Dude, that's one of the dopest things he's ever said.
It's the only good thing. You know what else is funny? I saw a tweet just today where it was like Olivia Newton-John's old boyfriend faked his own death, and they found him in Mexico living with another woman.
What?
Did you fucking hear that? Yeah. Come on, bros. What the fuck?
From Greece? Well, Nick hasn't slept in 7 days.
Nick, did you hear about this?
No.
Stop doing research.
Sorry, I'm reading the George Takei defense.
Jesus Christ, man. You just could take a break.
We've been
Did you-
we're
did you
literally
hear-
been talking
Did
about
you
it
hear?
for 40
Did you
minutes.
hear that Olivia Newton-John's ex-boyfriend he faked his own death? He said he drowned like 10 years ago, and they found him in Mexico with another woman.
Oh, really?
It's just a guy to avoid. He was trying to avoid like child support payments and shit.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking hilarious,
Well, I mean,
dude.
they hem dudes up with that child support bullshit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking
Oh
about?
yeah. Now we're talking.
I ain't never paying my child support.
So
Try and
Louis' career's over. Does that mean we're allowed to do his bits now on stage?
Oh, there we go.
No, it
now
means
Adam won.
it's finally the chance for every WOC comedian that's been doing comedy
to
for
say
7
he's
months.
not funny.
For the 7 months they've been struggling at open mics. Finally, there's a space for them after all their months and months of hard work pursuing stand-up comedy to finally have their shot at the top.
And yeah, they've all like written for Sam B already.
Yeah, right.
They're all like professional comedy writers.
I've
after
been held
9
back
months.
in my career of 3 years and 10 minutes that I have.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that was what Brandon and I were talking about yesterday. Was so many people were coming out after Louis got called out to say he wasn't a funny comedian.
That's crazy.
Which is like, even if he's like, first of all,
What
you're
I love
fucking
too
wrong.
is half the people that say that just stole his entire like his
thing. Yeah,
his fucking like
his point
his
of view,
cadence, the
Yeah.
way he delivers material. He's probably the most influential person in
Without
stand-up
a
comedy
doubt.
in the last 15 years. No one who started comedy in the last 10 years has any right to say that they weren't influenced by Louis C.K. unless they're like, you know, like a Joe Pera type or somebody doing something like
very
completely
specific.
unique.
yeah.
Yeah, someone posted that bit he does about working the DC Improv when he's like 19 and going home with that waitress who like he tried to fuck and she said no, and then he saw her the next day and she was like, "Why didn't you fuck me?" And he was like, "Because you said no." She's
Right.
like, "Well, I like it when
Guys just go for
Guys
it. He's like,
just
you thought
go
I was
for it."
gonna rape you? On
They were
the
like,
off chance?"
Just in case. Yeah,
the
that's
joke
what
is
you like.
clearly like A, about how confusing sex is when you're young and you're first starting to fuck. B, the joke is about how he didn't want to rape anyone. And C, because he used the word rape, they were like, yeah, the clues were there the whole time. And it's like, this makes
Oh, they
absolutely
posted
no
it as
sense.
like an anti.
Yeah, they posted it and
Louis,
be like,
he's
look
a
at
rape
this
joke
crap.
guy.
Look at this hack comedian advocating rape. When, like, if you even...
Meanwhile, George Takei went on Stern a month ago and said he gropes people without their permission. He said that, and people are just ignoring it.
The other thing is, like,
Also,
Savino...
It's not a joke. He
Didn't
said
Neil
he admitted to that.
Neil
kind of
deGrasse Tyson shit went away quick too.
Wow, that woman's insane.
Oh, okay.
She said the reason I'm not an astronaut is because fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson raped me.
Oh no.
Which, you know what? Hey, here's your chance. I'll fucking fund it. Let's fire her into the sun.
Get
I'll put you
Elon
on a
Musk.
spaceship.
Yeah, I mean, there's like then there's this thing about like, oh, there's been remarkable silence from the like white straight men in the comedy community following this Louis thing. Oh,
First of
isn't
all,
it
no, there
interesting?
hasn't.
No, and B, most of the guys that are making the most noise are guys that have skeletons in their closet, that send unsolicited dick pics, that are trying to distance themselves from getting called out themselves. Like, I don't want to fucking take part in the conversation. I'll let people affected by it speak. I'm not going to add anything to the fucking
Well,
conversation.
how about this? I'll speak up about it, but you don't want my actual opinion.
Well, yeah,
My
actual
why I'm
opinion
not
is
saying anything is because you're wrong,
Yes.
and there's no point in fucking debating
Yes.
you on the issue.
But while we're at it, my actual opinion is he didn't really do anything.
Jacking off
You
on the
shouldn't
phone.
pull your dick out and
Jacking off on the
jack
phone with the
off in front of
woman
people.
is wrong. In
It
the
is
story,
wrong,
in
fine.
the story, when they imply that he shoved somebody in a bathroom, which was sort of like a weird thing, that there's maybe somebody else that he did, forced to watch him jack off, is wrong.
100%.
There is instances where consent is put on the line, but I don't think, unless we had this hyper rabid, laser focus on every indiscretion that anyone could possibly commit right now, that enough would be, a fucking story. So they have to package it with 3 incidences where he obtained affirmative consent for a specific sex act, which is what campus activists want, and 1 instance where the woman said no and he left her alone. And then she didn't face any professional repercussions. She said, I decided not to pursue comedy after that. And it's like, all right, bitch, what? You were going to be the best comedian in the fucking world, and that was the incidence that, the delusions of grandeur you have in your head. If it hadn't have been, how do you know you weren't just there because somebody wanted to fuck you?
It happens all the time.
It happens all the fucking time. The idea that everything else, that is the only thing preventing the comedy world from being a fucking meritocracy.
And also,
which is not the case.
Just the way that
it's blind luck,
right?
For 90% of it,
100%.
And well, you know what? It's fucking 99% of it.
Yeah,
that's it.
No, it's nepotism too.
It is nepotism, sure. But I mean, I would fold that under the umbrella of luck.
I mean, and we've talked about this on the show before. Like, we talked about it, during the UCB thing. But there is no nuance with how we talk about sexual indiscretion. And the fact is, Louis' name is put up there with Harvey Weinstein, with people that are actual predators and rapists.
Takai, and Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Bill Clinton.
But I mean, every single astronaut.
Every astronaut. Buzz Lightyear.
I'm just imagining the International Space Station, and there's a woman screaming and crying, and then some guy is slowly floating towards her with his dick out. His dick's just hard, and his arms and legs out, and he's just floating through space. And she's flailing, but she can't do anything because she's about to learn an important lesson about inertia.
Yeah. Newtonian physics.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, because
it is hard. Women do obviously face fucked up things in comedy that no
and people
men have
should
to
get
deal
called
with.
out.
Yeah,
and not only in comedy, in Hollywood, and and that for all
negotiating the yes, exactly,
and for all the kids getting raped, I can assure you, there's 5 times more women that are getting raped, and that's probably because there are more women in Hollywood. But basically every woman is sexually assaulted in that system, and it's fucking toxic, and people should get called out. But the thing is, the problem is any indiscretion is this
it's treated like
holds
the same thing.
weight,
yeah,
and there's absolutely no nuance with the way we talk about these things.
Right, yeah.
And that's actually how sort of the left or it's become overly moralistic. It's become
it's not going to stop until it comes back to bite them in the ass. I mean, George Takei is a good example, and Kevin Spacey too. It's if you think that being sexually forward and blurring the lines of consent is a specifically straight male problem and not something that exists among gay men.
Oh, baby.
100%.
You're out of your fucking mind. And all of these, pious pieces of shit have skeletons in their closet, and all it takes is, because all all they had, like everybody was outraged about Kevin Spacey saying, "Oh, I'm gay" in response to trying to fuck a child or groping men without their permission. Like, how could he possibly say that? And it's like, because that's kind of the defense that you would probably use if you were put in the same position. Because it's, because of privilege and context, it's not really the same.
Yeah, we're the horny sexuality, the gays, you know?
Yeah.
That's
your
the
entire
defense.
Identity is based around who you want to fuck.
Yeah.
You're inherently a sexual person.
Right.
Yeah, but it's not fucking 14-year-olds.
Of course. But clearly that is what he had been saying for years, is that, we're gays, we're horny, we try to fuck,
To the 14-year-olds,
that's why he can go on Stern 2 weeks ago and say, just openly admit to groping people without their permission with some bullshit defense about how it's about power.
I
not
cannot
sex.
believe that was 2 weeks ago. I thought you were like talking about some clip like that was years and years ago.
That's the kind of delusion that exists, and that's the complete inconsistency in all of the principles that these fucking people have.
Jesus Christ.
Is that it's this thing that's like a part of human behavior that's literally always exists and is biologically necessitated by organs that make us horny, is somehow a new thing that only applies to certain identities and are only unlocked by having grown up being white or a fucking straight man.
What an exhausting couple of weeks, though, right, guys? Yeah. Online is not fun right now. It's just fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
And,
damn.
I thought it was going to be rape week.
Stop raping, dude.
It's rape month,
Oh, there's going to be more. I mean, there's going to be an accusation every fucking day, probably multiple accusations. And it's fueled by the media. If the New York Times...
Right.
If the New York Times is writing that story, every fucking person that has an accusation is going to get coverage because they know it'll get clicks.
Yes.
This is hot right now, and nobody. I mean, it's the easiest form of journalism.
Right.
Breaking news: someone was horny. I mean, it's so fucking easy.
What do you think the smallest thing that someone will get in trouble for is?
I like that clickbait.
Like looking at tits,
clickbait
maybe?
Itself.
Ogling at someone's tits or something?
Clickbait itself is responsible for this fucking mob justice sex panic that we're in.
It is sex panic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is exactly what we've been talking about for months, which is like trial by social media, which is a very slippery slope.
Uh-huh.
What's going to happen is there's going to be someone falsely accused, and it's going to get bad.
No, that never happens. It's only 2% of cases. And what I like to is the 2% of rape cases, are only 2% of rape cases are false, but then it's also 1 in 4 women have been raped. So there's millions of people being raped every year, and only 2% of those. So by your own admission, that's like thousands of people falsely accused every year.
Yeah. I mean, that's still a significant amount.
Of course it's a fucking significant amount. But, hey, you always believe. It's always, innocent until proven guilty is apologia. And if this is the fucking culture you wanted, here it is. You got it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Healthcare, interesting topic. Amber just brought it up. Did you see that, the NHS in the UK is going to deny surgery to fat people and smokers?
What?
Yeah.
How dare they?
Well, it's because, if you sign your health over to the state, then it's the state's health, so they can make decisions like that.
Insurance already does that.
What? They deny surgery?
Coverage whenever they can, absolutely.
Well, in pre-existing conditions, sure. But to outright say that fat people and smokers can't get surgery.
Hold on.
Healthcare correspondent.
Amber and Nick are talking off mic.
The problem is
that
that socialized healthcare is a bad idea now.
Now he's just baiting Amber.
Well, no, I'm starting to think, who's pushing that? Pedophiles.
It is
the
true.
pedophiles are firmly against that.
What does NHS stand for?
Oh, shit. I have to be the one to do it. You can't prompt me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a fucking improv guy, okay?
Sorry, dude.
Adidas. What is that?
All day I dream about sex.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Classic.
And that's your favorite tracksuit brand, right?
It is.
Well,
because I dream about sex. I dream about I had a dream, that one day little girls of different races can fuck each other. That's what
girls.
That's what Martin Luther King said.
Yeah, really? Yeah, they don't say the second half of the quote.
I actually think wasn't that an Ali G joke where he goes, I have a dream that one day little black girls and little white girls can play with each other.
Shouts out to LEG.
Yeah, what a great show.
It really was.
Too bad
man.
you can't do comedy anymore. That show would probably be deemed racist against,
Kazakhs.
Yeah, well, definitely that, but
Yeah.
LEG.
Well, LEG's LEG
like a
was like
Uyghur character.
Yeah.
But he was also Ali, like he's a fucking.
And thought he was black.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't be horny anymore. That's why I'm rebranding as. I want a girlfriend.
I just think it's
Yeah.
a shame that Stephen Paddock couldn't live long enough to see the state of things.
See the world burn, baby.
Yeah. Do you think he would have done it if this week had happened?
You think
That
you would
would
have been
probably
enough?
sate whatever need he had for chaos. and
Yeah. How
disorder.
many like mass shooters do you think were just like
We don't really.
I'm
know
gonna give it. I'm gonna
why
let
he
it
did
breathe.
so,
Or
right?
you think mass shooters are like too much going on in the news this week? I want a slow news week.
Yeah, the conspiracy theory with Stephen Paddock is that it was a gun walking operation that went bad. Because he had like 23 guns in the room, which is like way like a person can't even use 23 guns.
Right. So he was like selling them or something.
Yeah, that it was like he was selling drugs or guns to Saudis is what the claim was.
The
And then-
Saudis.
So why?
What's
did he
going
kill
on with
those
Saudis?
people?
Are
Well,
they
he
killing
had-
each
he had-
other?
No, he didn't. He was an informant or something, or he got busted selling guns prior, and they used him for the sting operation, and that's the reason he had a bunch of cameras in the hotel room.
Wait. So who killed the people?
They did. They found out he was
The Saudis.
Yeah, they framed it as like a terrorist attack so they could flee, and this guy has all these guns in this room. They killed him, and then they shoot up the.
So it was the Muslims.
Yeah.
Well,
After
thanks for
all-
clearing that up.
After all, it was.
That's the theory.
Did like a Saudi guy kill some other Saudi guy or something?
Yeah.
What happened? You guys know?
I don't know. I haven't had time to read.
Yeah,
anything
you've kind of been focused. You kind of been
He's
laser
been on the
focused.
child
You're right,
sodomy
though, man.
tip.
This shit is fucking nauseating. It's a fucked up world.
It's
really
fucking
is.
gross.
And then what do? I mean, it's like your options are kill yourself or continue to live in it.
I know. Wouldn't it be cool if you just went to sleep and didn't wake up?
Yeah, I think about that.
That shit would rule.
No,
Every time I lay my
Because then
head
it's
down.
like, it's not. What's the big deal?
I can't do it
You
to
just
that
don't
dog,
wake up.
dude. The dog needs me.
Fuck your dumbass dog,
It's
dude.
my reason
Your
to
dog
keep
would
going.
eat you so quick.
No,
and then
she
Max
wouldn't.
and
That's
Hadas
a
would just
cat.
take it.
Cat.
Your
my
dog
dog's
would eat
retarded.
you.
My dog would like lay next to me crying.
And then it would eat
She's
you.
in love with me.
And then
She
it would eat
not
you.
eat me.
Your dog would eat you.
She would not eat me.
Your dog would eat you. The only reason she wouldn't is because you
Cats
taste
eat
bad.
people. Dogs
Because you're
don't.
stringy and you're not a nice cut. Unlike
Yeah,
me, a
of me?
beautiful marbled piece.
It's true. I'm not like a nice veal been kept
No.
in a box.
I'm not veal.
You're
I'm,
veal, baby.
I'm not veal.
Yeah, you're too old. That's
No.
true.
Nick is just stringy. Nick, you would have to make like
He's
I'm like a
stew
mealy,
out of.
rotten apple.
Yeah.
I'm a bad apple. I'm gonna spoil the bunch.
The motherfucking clown prince of the damn alt-right.
No,
Yeah.
Nick, I'm serious. Maybe well, I mean, you do have Phyllis and Ernest, but maybe if you had your own, like maybe like a lizard or something. You know?
Tarantula.
A tarantula.
Collection of tarantulas.
It'd give you
That
like
just
some-
like crawl all over me at all times.
It'd like give you nice balance. You're like, well,
Yeah.
I can't hurt. I don't want to hurt myself.
Right. I
wanna
can't
be-
die. I have all these spiders to take
I
care
gotta
of.
be here for the spiders. Exactly.
These giant spiders that crawl all over me all day long. I guess I have a good life anyways, as they're biting me and filling my body with poison.
Exactly.
They do that because they love me. It's my fault, not theirs. No, they are pets capable of affection and not giant insects from the dinosaur era that have nothing resembling consciousness. No, they're my friend. This fucking nightmare. I
Did you
love
guys ever
those-
have pets?
No, those YouTube videos of like guys that collect tarantulas that
Oh,
are
yeah.
like, oh, she's a beauty, she's a real, oh, she's a little scared, so okay, she's biting me. I'm gonna put her back in. I'm gonna go to the hospital. So, but she's such a beauty. She's just a little cranky today. So
Fuck tarantulas, dude. They're furry and bugs.
Yeah.
Fuck that combo.
And
Yeah, they got hair.
I don't want
Yeah.
I don't want a bug that's furry.
Yeah.
Ugh.
bugs with hair.
Get
it's
outta
like
here.
weird. It's like
This
the
is-
mammals have
This
hair.
is my
Thank
red
you.
kneed Satan skull tarantula. She's named that because she's beautiful. That's the breed. Is this is my Brazilian wandering spider, who killed 9 children in a favela before I rescued her to put her in my basement.
Just a bunch of fucking half-melted corpses of Brazilian kids that's got that venom that like liquefies your body.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a chapter 2 in your career, Nick, where you turn it all around by being one of those Jack Hanna late night guys, where you bring in like exotic animals.
I tell you, look, the only fucking goal I have in the entertainment industry at this point is to have a show on HGTV where I walk people through home renovations.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's
I would
cool.
love to host a show like that, you know? Or Travel Channel, exotic real estate for people to purchase and move to.
We should make some kind of
House Hunters International.
We should make like a demo video, dude.
Yeah,
where we do a little construction.
Yeah, what's this house? Let's try to go into it.
Yeah,
you know, open the door. Why am I not allowed in here? What are you hiding in here? It's House and Pedophile Hunters International. I help people find houses. I also accuse them of fucking kids for Satan. I do 2 things.
Now we're talking, dude.
That's a different take.
That's the Venn diagram.
Classic. I like it.
Hi, I'm a guy doing Jesse Ventura voice, and I think everyone's a pedophile. I also like wainscoting.
Put a little backsplash on there.
What a beautiful credenza. Do you fuck kids in it? Show me the inside of the credenza.
Fuck, dude.
Well, I think that'll probably have to do it for today's
hold on.
episode.
Monday Funny Moms.
Also, I'm going to be in Cleveland, and I'm doing a Thanksgiving show in Baltimore the night before Thanksgiving, Wednesday the 15th at Sidebar, or I'm sorry, the 22nd at Sidebar, and I'm going to be headlining Cleveland at Hilarities Sunday the 3rd. So please come out to those shows, guys, and a Boston show at some point in the future that I don't know about right now. And then we're doing and then we have our live Cumtown Live Christmas at the Black Cat in D.C.
December 22nd, we're doing a big old show.
The boys will be there doing a live
podcast, DC, triumphant return of the heroes of the District of Columbia.
Come get sucked off. It's going to be a very fun time. So... And if you're a pedophile, we're going to come
Black
down
Cat,
and
by
hunt.
the way, baby lovers and child
No,
killers.
no, it's not. That is not what it is. It's a great venue that has nothing to do with children.
Children's ass
No,
and
Nick,
titties.
stop it.
Okay.
Nick is, and if you want to find Nick, he's going to cover his body in GoPros, and he's going to be shouting.
Right. I'll be wearing a ghillie suit outside of the Holocaust Museum. If anyone needs me.
He's going to be like pounding on the doors at the Boston Globe, telling them he's got
The
a
fucking
great...
ghillie suit just on a sidewalk. Just green, completely visible. Everyone knows where the fuck you are.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys.